Very weird.
Wow.
All right, welcome back to the Bonsai Movie Crew, where every week we talk about a new movie, random ones, obviously, because this one's really random. It's out of left field. But anyways, let's jump right into the news. Sorry, that's my spooky month news. It wasn't good. I know. It's okay. Oh, yeah, by the way, Matt and Karen are here.
Hi.
Hello. My fucking phone keeps blowing up. Shut up. Leave me alone. Anyway, so let's jump into some news here. First off, did you guys see the new Mario trailer for
I did.
Yes.
Mario? I think it looks awesome.
Me too, actually.
And wouldn't you know it, as soon as the trailer released, everybody's freaking out about Chris Pratt's voice. Even though he literally only has 2 lines, you can't even tell if he has an accent.
Who's Chris Pratt going on?
He's playing Mario.
But they're bitching because he doesn't sound like Mario.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who
cares?
fucking cares?
Who gives a shit? Jack Black is Bowser. Are you going to be mad at him for not being a lizard?
You know how hard I laughed, though, when the guy was like, do you yield? And he's like, no.
No.
That was hilarious.
So Chris Pratt's taking a lot of heat for it, and blah, blah, blah. But you know what, dude? I say leave Chris Pratt alone, man. Let him do his thing. He's a big star now. I mean, just
I
let him.
don't think it fucking matters.
It doesn't fucking matter. Just leave it be. He's fine. And I'm sure the movie will still be good. Yeah. About 5 minutes into the movie, you're not even going to care about about Mario's voice. You're not going to care.
See, this is why the world...
Everybody's all upset. Well, he's not Italian. Neither is the guy who originally voiced Mario to begin with.
See, this is the thing that's really crappy about the whole world is everybody has to bitch about everything.
It gets,
who cares, man? It's a movie.
It almost
Sit
makes
down
you,
and enjoy it.
It almost makes you yourself hateful. You're like, you hate hearing all the bad shit, negativity in the world that it almost rubs off on you sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. So Lady Gaga is going to play Harley Quinn in the Joker 2 movie.
I won't watch that.
It's also going to be a musical, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, I wasn't planning on watching that. I didn't watch the first one.
So the first one was pretty good.
At all.
Yeah. So they're making another Joker movie. The first one was good for what it was. I don't think they should be making a second one.
I did hear about the second one, and I did hear it was going to be a musical. Yeah, I didn't plan on watching it when I heard it was going to be a musical.
I don't understand where they're going with this or why. And I honestly, I don't really... Like, Joker's one of the better characters out of the DC universe. I do like Joker because he's like one of those nameless people that are like, where the fuck did he come from? But in this iteration, he's Arthur Fleck or whatever the hell his name is. A failed comedian.
I like that the Joker has so many different origin stories. Each of them are just as viable as the next.
Right. So, I mean, I don't care, dude. I don't care about Lady Gaga. And even Margot Robbie came out to say, because everybody's like, oh man, Margot Robbie's going to be pissed. She wasn't. She was like, no, she's like, I'm glad that I could put a character like that in the spotlight for other actors to try their hand at.
Sure.
You know, like Batman and the Joker and things like that.
Well, and to be fair to Lady Gaga, she's not done a bad job at acting. And
no,
the
not
things
at all.
I've seen her in, she's not been bad. You know, like when I've seen her in American Horror Story and things like that, she's not been bad at acting.
I don't care. I don't mind Lady Gaga. She doesn't bother me. I even like some of her music.
Yeah.
But it's whatever to me. You know,
I think it's more the vibe you're getting off of the movie itself.
I'm not the type of person that's going to sit back and judge somebody based on, well, they're going to fuck it up. Like, that's not me.
Yeah,
I
don't think...
I'm going to be like, well, we'll see what happens.
I didn't watch the Joker movie because it wasn't, like... I understand it's the Joker, but it wasn't something I was really interested in.
It's actually very good.
It's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, my friend Milo,
it is a very good movie.
But it just didn't seem like something I was going to be.
I think Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. So
yeah, he did a great job.
I did hear that he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did a great job. And I thought it was a good movie. Moving on, did you guys see the trailer for Megan?
I did.
Mm-mm.
That movie looks fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah,
I'm actually kind of excited for that one.
When she was doing like that dancing thing, I was like, ugh.
I know, it was like, it was weird. You're in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, she got skills, but that's fucking weird.
No, when she started dancing, when she danced like that in front of me, I'd be like, nope, we're turning that bitch off right now.
Give me a shotgun.
I don't really watch trailers.
Well, it looks pretty good.
My sister-in-law shared it on Facebook, and that's
I think it's from
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse.
Yeah.
It's a Blumhouse film.
And I love Blumhouse.
And it's about a little girl whose parents were killed in a car accident, and the aunt has to take her. And well, the aunt is also some kind of scientist, but she creates like this AI companion doll.
Yeah.
That's like life size.
Horrible idea.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we know that.
So, but the way she looks and the way she moves, like there's one scene where she's like on all fours, like chasing through the forest. Yeah, dude, like it looks creepy as shit. I'm kind of excited.
I was less creeped out on the all fours thing than the dancing when she started doing that.
Where she started dancing and shit,
nope,
she's doing like cartwheels and stuff. It's like,
shit.
and she's like doing this like dance like she's on the fucking in a club on the dance floor, dude. I'm like, what the fuck?
But the way it's the way she was moving,
and the way it wasn't the way she was.
There
moving.
was no joy in her face.
Yeah, it was the dead stare.
Yeah,
that was
maybe
on her
that
face.
was it. It was unnerving.
It was like a very unnerving dead stare in her face, and then plus it's like a doll's face.
Yeah,
which makes it even weirder.
Yeah,
but she's moving like a human.
Yeah,
so
it was
like she should be in a Lady Gaga fucking music video.
Yeah, no, thank you, thank you.
But
no,
yeah, so it does look good, and I will be watching that one. I'm pretty excited for it.
I seen the trailer to Wednesday.
Yeah,
or Adams. I don't share your guys' enthusiasm. I won't watch it. I don't think it's good. I don't like who they got playing Gomez, and I really don't.
I never said I was enthusiastic about it.
I'm not, dude. My hopes aren't high.
Well, because I don't like.
I like the girl playing Wednesday. That's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
What's her name?
Girl playing Wednesday.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah,
she's awesome. I do like her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't like the guy that they got playing Gomez, and I really won't watch.
I don't either.
Really don't like the guy that they got playing Fester, and Fester's like the best Addams fan.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Fester. I don't like the guy playing Fester.
Yeah, the guy from like Portlandia.
Portlandia, yeah.
I could never get into that show.
I tried watching the episode, and I was like 5 minutes in, and I was like, this is not good. It's not funny. I don't.
Yeah, this is not good.
It's not my kind of comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a trailer out for another movie called Run, Sweetheart, Run. I don't know if you guys seen that trailer.
This sounds very familiar.
It's another horror. It's a horror movie. A girl goes on this date that is set up from somebody else, like a blind date. She has a great night, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out this dude's actually a psychopath and is chasing her through the city, hunting her down. It looks really good. It does
sounds
look good.
Very good.
So,
why don't people like to date anymore?
Because of movies like this. So it looks good. I'll be checking that one out too. Also, if you guys are interested, Barbarian comes to HBO Max October 25th.
And that's the Keanu Reeves one, right?
No, that's Berserker you're thinking of. That's not even a movie yet. No, Barbarian's that horror movie that is in theaters right now.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot of praise.
Cannot freaking wait.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. I'm really excited for it.
I'll watch anything.
I've watched as little as possible on this movie.
Me too.
So I'm really excited for it.
Shit, what's his name?
Justin Long?
No.
He's in it.
Is he in it?
Yeah.
No, the guy who played It.
Oh, fuck.
He's a Skarsgård. Bill
Skarsgård.
I will watch anything Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, I like him. Him and his brother, Alexander. Yeah. So that's what I got for news. Also, I don't know if you guys know this or not. This just came out that God damn it, we've been talking about him. Brendan Fraser said that he'd be up for doing a Mummy 4.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. He'd have to lose.
Was kind of bad.
Well,
I don't know if he's got it in him. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they would probably have to focus on their kids or something. He'd have to be like grandpa or
something maybe because.
And that would be fine too. I think he would be okay with that, and I think it would be fine to do it that way. You know.
I did like I will say
as long as it's the humor. It's the
he's got a soft, lighthearted humor about him. So.
I will say in the newest one, I think is where he goes to Japan.
Yeah,
they do have a part where they like Abominable Snowman help them.
They do have a kid. Yeah, they have a son.
Yeah.
And I think the Abominable Snowman look was cool.
Listen, I stopped watching after the third.
The third one wasn't good.
I was done.
Yeah, the third one wasn't good.
My favorite.
But if they did a fourth one, it would have to be a return to form kind of thing. So.
But I my favorite part in the first one is like when he grabs Benny and he's like, "You came back from the desert with our new friend, didn't you, Benny?" And Benny's like, No, you're my only friend.
no, you're my only friend.
What friend? You are my only friend.
I actually seen that on TV a few days ago. Like,
I
last week or
watch
something,
that
stopped.
fairly. I watch that fairly
I stopped
regularly.
It and I was watching
Love that
it,
movie.
and my mom was like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Mommy." And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Karen loves this movie." I was like, she
freaking
said she
love
loves
that
it at
movie.
least once. She watches at least once a year.
Oh yeah,
And
that's why I said The King Never Left. People,
it's a good movie,
it's
and
an amazing movie.
But yeah, the only reason I even seen the third one was because the gym I used to go to had a TV. And it was on TV.
yeah,
Okay, my last little bit of news, and Matt, you'll like this one. They're Joe Manganiello and Kyle Newman. I don't know who Kyle Newman is, but you know who Joe Manganiello is, right?
Yeah, why would I like it?
Let me get there.
calm down.
Calm
You
down.
made it sound like I was in
Put
love
your
with
cock
Joe
away,
Manganiello.
dude. Put your cock away.
Jesus.
So him and this Kyle Newman are developing a Dungeons and Dragons documentary directed by Joe Manganiello and Kyle Newman.
Okay.
I just thought you'd like that because it's a documentary about Dungeons and Dragons. It says Hasbro's Entertainment One will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the legendary tabletop RPG franchise Dungeons and Dragons with a new documentary hyped up as the definitive take on the property. The studio has tapped the True Blood star Joe Manganiello. I'm glad that's what he's still known for, is True Blood.
yeah.
Because it's only been fucking 80 years.
I know, right?
It's like, dude, he's done other shit.
lot
Star
of good stuff.
Joe Manganiello alongside one-up director Kyle Newman to direct the film, which is being made with an unprecedented amount of confidential and never-before-seen material. The story of the definitive RPG will be told in 2024 in time for the franchise's anniversary. So that's pretty cool, though. But I love Joe Manganiello, so I got no hate.
I don't like. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't like it as much as you think I do. Like, you think I'm just this big D&D geek, apparently. And
I thought you would appreciate.
No, it's cool
the
because
documentary
it's
idea.
getting the word out. But I have never really. I don't watch documentaries and stuff. I like the art of it. I think the art's kind of cool.
I'm kind of interested in that just because, like, there's all that controversy around Dungeons and Dragons, and all
When
that,
the satanic panic
Yeah,
stuff
when
was
everybody
on.
was like freaking out and thinking that it was one thing, and you're literally singling out a group of guys who can't get laid, back in the day, and you're talking, you know what I mean? Like,
Back in the day, shit, it's still like that.
oh, shut up. It's not that bad anymore. But I'm just saying, like, back in the day, there was this stigma about it, and then all these people are coming out and saying that, they're devil worshippers and doing all
Which
that.
is back in
Come
the
the
80s,
hell
yeah.
on.
Because me and my friends play it, and we're all Christians. Well, we're not all Christians. Me and Chad are Christians. Kenny, I don't know what he
All
is.
you guys'
My
names
friends
is
believe
Christian?
God. Yes, Joseph. All of our names are Christian. You didn't know? My name is Christian Matthew. That'd be a cool name, actually.
Well,
Christian
now you have to change it. No, but I'm just saying that, it just kills me that there was all that controversy
Yeah.
about it. And I would be interested in seeing it just for that alone.
Now you
It's
can
because
wear
it had
D&D
demons.
shirts. People are like, oh man, I like your shirt.
Yeah, it's
know what I mean?
very popular now.
Back in the day,
It's-
you had old ladies throwing their fingers up in the shape of a
Right,
cross at you.
right.
You know,
Well,
like,
it's because people.
Satan worshiper.
Well, and they were just taking it at the face value of somebody else running their mouth instead of learning about it and knowing actually that it's not that way.
Yep. Alrighty, well, that's all the news I
a
got for you
fantasy
this
game.
week. Let's move into what everybody has been watching. I have quite a bit, honestly, this week. Let's start with raise your hand.
I don't care.
Nose goes.
Nose goes.
I don't know. Matt, you go first. What have you been watching, man?
Well, I don't watch much TV, but I did watch a movie this week that was a Finnish movie I had to read. It was called The Wave. It's pretty good.
The Wave.
It's called The Wave. It was about this. There's this Norwegian town. I guess in 1900, a landslide came and it hit the water, and like the water made a big tsunami tidal wave. Yeah, and it destroyed this little
Ask me
city.
how I knew.
So it basically came up with that story, and it was basically it could happen again, and it was a story about a little town that lived on it, and there was a warning system and stuff, and I find one that's getting ready to do it, and it was a pretty good movie. It was the thing about reading
Been
it,
into
though, is-
natural disasters past couple weeks.
He has, hasn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Probably with that tropical storm going on down in the south there has got him
Well, I watch a lot of natural disaster movies. It's weird, but and apocalyptic movies. I don't know what it is. It's just,
I think you're just waiting for the end of times, man.
man. This week I read a whole thing about what the 7 seals were. If you know what I'm talking about, the 7 seals in Revelations.
No.
The 7 things that are supposed to happen to simplify the end of days.
Oh.
Yeah. And then so I've watched that, which was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And then I haven't, like I said, I don't really watch much movie. I've been watching a lot of there's this guy on YouTube who's called Tools and Screws and Tools, and he restores his old knives and axes and stuff. And I've been watching a lot of that for some reason, but yeah, like I said, I don't really watch much like TV.
Okay. That's cool. Anyway.
You're going for that long pause.
That long pause. Karen, what have you been watching?
We watched a movie called Bloodline that had Sean William Scott in it. Stifler.
Why does the name of that movie sound? Why does that sound?
It was really, really good. He plays a serial killer.
Yeah, okay, I remember hearing about this.
Really,
I never
really good.
watched it.
Oh, it was really, really good. We bought it.
Did
right
you?
after we watched it. It was
Yeah,
really
I heard
good.
it was good. I never did watch it though.
The practical effects in that movie were amazing. Like Savini amazing. They were very good. He did a great job.
That's a pretty steep toll to see.
I'm
you know
telling
what I mean?
you. I'm telling you, like the first time he stabbed somebody, I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good.
Oh, I forgot. I did watch all of.
This is why we write them down.
Yeah, I did watch all of Only Murders in the Building too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you finish season 2? Oh, you're further than me.
I haven't even started season 2.
I haven't finished season 2.
What happened was I started watching and I got sucked into it and spent like most of the night watching.
I told you.
And then I, with the second one, I had nothing going on the next day, so I just kind of sat down and watched.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, don't tell me either, man.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
Second season as good as the first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So far, I'm liking it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was kind of funny that
I really liked the first season. Me and Crystal really got into it.
I love Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah.
I love them.
I like them. But like I said, I think that all three of them acting off of each other did a great job. So.
Nobody does like physical comedy like Martin Short.
Or
like nobody.
true, yeah.
I mean, like nobody does it
I
better
liked
than him.
Martin Short more than I did.
He plays a very.
The other guy.
Well, Martin Short is more. I mean, if you watch,
He's
the
more
two
of a
them,
flamboyant guy.
Yeah, he can bring the comedy. Like we watched a lie, or well, I guess it was a stand up that had the two of them.
Yeah, Martin Short.
And Martin Short is
yeah.
much more. He plays off the audience, and he's like Steve Martin's more famous. You know, he's done more movies. He's done more. But Martin Short, I hate to say it, is more talented.
Yeah.
Like he is just.
Have
awesome.
Have you made it to the end of the first season now?
Yeah. No,
Okay,
season
have you
1.
made it to the end of the first season?
Yeah.
I liked when she drugged Steve Martin.
Yeah.
They're fishing in the thing.
But the best part is when he stands up and he starts telling her off, and then you go back and he's still sitting there drugged up.
I think I do remember that part. It's been like over a year since I've watched it. So.
Oh, it's great. She drugs him and they take him down to the basement in like a cart.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And he like fantasizes that he stands, he like gets out of it,
Yeah.
and he stands up and he's telling her off, and then the camera pans back and he's still in the car, like he never did it at all.
I think the funniest part, I think, with him in the car is when they're showing it pushing him. He's just.
I thought it was hilarious when he told her off, and then they go back and he didn't tell her off at all. I laughed so hard. It's so funny.
I also like when Martin Short and Selena Gomez were in the funeral home, and then one second Martin Short goes and then falls.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody does physical comedy like him. He's so good.
I don't know. You guys are more fresh on the first season than I am.
Yeah, it's so good. So anyway, Bloodline. I highly recommend it to anybody that likes that kind of thing. Hellraiser, the 2022 version.
What'd you think?
I did not like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
Oh man. Really?
Overall, did not like it. There were things I liked, but I didn't like that they showed how they make the Cenobites.
I do.
I don't.
I thought that was kind of neat.
Nope.
You didn't like it?
Nope. That's like giving me the backstory for Michael Myers.
That's like showing me how the cake's made.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay.
I don't want to know. I didn't. I like that they used their skin as their clothing.
Yeah, yeah.
That
was one of
neat.
the big things.
That was neat.
That was actually something from the novella that was true, actually.
Yeah.
Because they said that back whenever Clive Barker did the original movie, which was pretty much scene for scene, same as the book. He was into some BDSM shit. So
yeah, so you want to do the
so
the leather.
he liked the leather stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Whereas now they went more with how it actually is.
I
with
thought
the
it was
skin.
more like a, because everybody's vegan nowadays, they didn't want to offend anybody who. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
I knew
think,
it was the novella.
I think that the costume designs, things like that, they look good for the most part.
The overall aesthetic of the movie was great. I loved a lot of things about it. My biggest stick in my side was when she used the Cenobite as one of the sacrifice. Fuck right off.
No, I kind of.
No,
I like that.
No, you cannot sacrifice twice. A Cenobite's already been sacrificed. They sacrificed themselves as a human.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
They didn't sacrifice themselves.
Yeah,
they
did.
got what they wanted. That's what happened to the guy at the end of the movie. Was whenever he sacrificed all those people so that he could get what he wanted. He wanted. First, he wanted pleasure, but then he wanted power. He got power in the end. He didn't sacrifice himself. He got what he wanted.
Right.
So he became a Cenobite.
Right.
He wasn't sacrificed.
Sure, but if you don't choose the sacrifice or whatever, she was supposed to choose the sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
They want to be in pain. They want to be. That's not a sacrifice.
I consider it. I would.
I don't agree with that. I didn't think it.
You didn't like that?
I didn't think it fit the narrative.
I thought it was
at all.
a nice little loophole.
No, I didn't think it fit the narrative at all.
I thought the movie was great. I loved it. So
I didn't care for it overall. I mean, it
would you
wasn't-
watch again?
No, probably not.
No, I would. I would totally watch it
No.
again. I would totally watch it again.
And I watched Prisoners of the Ghostland. Don't ever watch that. It's fucking terrible.
Sounds terrible.
It's fucking terrible. It's a Nicolas Cage movie, and it's about like he goes to save this warlord's granddaughter from these badlands or whatever, and it's fucking terrible. Like it's
I'm starting
fucking
to see
terrible.
a whole bunch of things pop up for Nicolas Cage movies that I'd never heard of.
That's because dude, you gotta understand, Nicolas
For
Cage
a while
was
there,
in,
he was
in a
making-
tremendous amount of debt, so he was
Yeah.
taking every movie role.
Yeah, and this
possible,
one must have
so.
been like, I don't know, it was fucking awful.
That's what that movie was. The movie about him.
Yeah.
Was, The Unbearable Weight of Massive
Yeah.
Talent or whatever.
Yeah.
That movie was a parody on his actual character.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I know that he's in a massive amount of debt because he just spends.
I don't know if he still is.
No,
but I know
don't think
was.
he is anymore because he's the quality of the movies are getting better, but
Yeah,
Like, because
about
I
fucking time.
heard that
Yeah.
he bought a dinosaur skull at one time.
Mandy really helped shoot his career back up.
I didn't care for Mandy.
I didn't either, but it did help. People
It
love that
helped,
movie.
yeah.
I think the last Nicolas Cage movie I saw was Collar Out of Space.
I love that movie, dude.
I watched I think the last one that I watched that I really enjoyed was the Wally's Wonderland?
Yeah, I didn't care for that one.
liked that one.
I didn't care
I've been
for
thinking
it.
about watching it.
I liked it.
heard that, like Joseph says it was bad, but I thought about watching it.
I
Just
liked
to see
it.
if it's
I just
like
thought the quality was bad. One thing I did like about it was Nicolas Cage had to do actual acting instead of being able to speak because he doesn't talk at all.
Nope,
throughout the
he didn't
movie.
talk the whole
Yeah,
movie.
that's what I.
But the last good movie I saw him in, other than Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, was Color Out of Space. I love that movie.
Well, see, the only reason I even seen that one was because my friend Milo is and Chad and all them. They're into anything that like deals with H.P. Lovecraft.
I am too. I love HBO Left.
Funny you mentioned that. I'll get to that. We watched a show called Bite Size Halloween. It's a Hulu show that's just like all these. It's an anthology show.
I think you told us about that.
No, it's an anthology show. It's Hulu, but they're all they're 10 minutes or less.
Oh.
That's why it's called Bite Size Halloween. They're all good. I haven't heard one.
I've seen Netflix do something like that one year too.
Yeah,
Like, just little
Hulu does
stories.
Halloween better, I think. Than most
Hulu's
other
killing it this
streamers.
year for movies in general,
Yeah.
dude. They had Fresh, Hellraiser, Prey. Like I loved all three of those.
Hulu
movies.
does horror better than any other streaming service, I think. And then Only Murders in the Building. And then this one is the best thing we watched all week long. It's called Call Girl of Cthulhu.
What?
Yes.
I think I've heard of that movie.
Total B-rated goodness. And I'll just leave it at this. It was an amazing movie. And there were 2 horrors in the movie named Jerusalem Artichoke and Honey Melons.
Hell yeah.
I think I've seen the thing to it, but I've never watched it.
I'll let you borrow it. It's an amazing movie.
Oh, you own it?
Oh, I own it, baby.
Oh my
Yep,
God.
on Blu-ray even.
On Blu-ray. I bought the Blu-ray, bitches.
From what I've learned about Karen is she don't like her and
She has no-
Jeremiah,
she holds
like,
no
they
prejudice.
spend they spend money on nothing but movies.
Yeah,
like,
they're
there's
like-
been so many times where Karen will be like, "Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, or I got that." Or there's been times where she's like, "Yeah, Jeremiah ordered it."
Yeah,
In the middle of the podcast, like, oh, he just ordered it.
Yeah, it doesn't really. I mean, we like we'll buy shit just because it sounded funny. Like that one we bought because it sounded funny. And,
Over here, little miss, I'm on a strict budget, and I don't overspend on anything except shitty movies. Apparently,
You don't have any idea how big my budget is for movies, though. I am on a strict budget. My movie budget is big.
Oh god. Oh, so you have a specific budget just for movies?
Correct.
Every month we can buy this amount of movies.
Correct.
Oh, wow. I don't have a budget for
man.
movies.
I don't have I have a budget I try to follow, and it's a budget that contains everything. But I usually go over it like $20 by $20 over or something like that. I usually try to spend like $50 a week.
I need to get myself on a budget. Is that all you had?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
All right. So for me, I did watch Hellraiser, and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really good. I liked the acting.
I would not discourage
And-
anyone from watching it. Let me
Yeah.
be clear. I would not discourage anyone.
Don't listen to Karen. I highly recommend it, and I will rewatch it.
I recommend anyone to watch it.
If I could buy it on Blu-ray, I would, but I don't know how Hulu does those things. Also, I think that Jamie Clayton or whatever her name was.
Oh, she did
a
amazing.
fantastic
Yeah,
job
yeah.
as the Hell Priest. So I think that it's a good movie. I think that a lot of the Cenobites were good. They even had a few originals in there. I think that the acting was on
Amazing.
par.
Yep.
It was a good movie, and I had a couple of gripes about it. Like some of the lighting was a little iffy, but for the most part, I really liked the movie, and I really thought that the whole cast did a fucking killer job. So.
I had no gripes with the acting.
No, I even think that
you know.
Jamie Clayton coming in and doing like a sort of, I wouldn't even say she was a female version, because the only thing female about her was probably the look of her face.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people talked about she's wearing a skirt.
It's not it's
It's
skin.
not. Yeah, it's skin.
It's
and
skin.
It's well, and to be
didn't
fair,
even
priests
didn't
back in the day
even-
wore
wore the long skirt,
like the
kilts
long
things,
skirt,
Was
type
Pinhead
thing.
wearing kind of a
Yeah,
skirt?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So like, you can't really go there and say that that's feminine.
Yeah.
Her face is feminine, you could say, but God, I mean,
Other
like,
than that,
you could
though, yeah,
point out a lot of
she's
men that have feminine
genderless.
faces.
She has no gender. But if
Yeah.
you haven't seen it, I would check it out. It's on Hulu. Just came out. And then I did watch the Dahmer tapes, which filled in and kind of clarified some things that I was not aware of for the show. That show is like, it's like #1 in the world or some shit right now. I'm like, God damn, dude. That's where, like, in a lot of the victims' families are coming out. You know, like, you guys are just opening old wounds, blah, 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 which I understand, you know, but...
I think it's the light that they portrayed him in.
Yeah,
that they have a
well,
problem
that
with.
and using, like, the one lady that flips out on Dahmer in the courtroom.
Well, that's what I said.
They didn't ask for permission.
That's what I said on that one podcast. They didn't ask for permission.
Yeah, they didn't ask
They're
for
using,
permission.
They're
Yeah.
using that. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I think that's fucked up. that she should at least be compensated in some way.
Well, and Jeremiah and I had the conversation. He's like, well, it's public record. They don't have to. And I said, I know they don't have to. That's not
But
the
that's
point.
not the
That's not the
point.
point.
That's not the
yeah.
point.
But
And,
that's
like,
that's Hollywood
he
for you.
agreed too, but it's Ryan Murphy. He's going to do whatever.
He's going to do whatever he
That's
wants.
the
Yeah.
problem that I have. He
oversteps.
He
He
did
oversteps.
not. He should not have been the person to make that. If somebody was going to
Right.
make it,
I think that it was well done, and I really liked the Dahmer tapes because it kind of clarified a few things that I thought was like, well, how likely is that to have happened? And like they combined a couple of the victims into one victim essentially.
Sure.
And a few other things that were wrong about the show that they probably did for story reasons or something. But the Dahmer tapes were nice. If you haven't seen those are on Netflix. It's only 3 episodes, and it kind of just goes over the whole thing with Dahmer. I'm burnt out on Dahmer, though, man. I'm done with Dahmer. So
That's where I'm at.
yeah,
I
I'm just
haven't
burnt
even
out
watched
on it. So, and then I did watch Creep. I watched that, and I did enjoy it. Crystal did not. She said that was dumb. Why did we watch this? I said I thought it was interesting. I would not watch it again because I've already seen it.
You take away the element of surprise.
Yeah, you take away the element of surprise.
I only watched it 2 times because Jeremiah hadn't seen it.
Oh.
So I was like, you need to watch this.
I will watch Creep 2 eventually at some point. I don't know when. And then I watched Werewolf by Night, which is an hour long on Disney Plus. It's a comic. It's a Marvel comic.
I
thing.
heard about that coming out.
And it's actually very, very good. Like the whole thing is black and white. And I think that the first part of I don't even know if you call it an episode or a movie because it's not an episode. It's just a short movie, I guess. It's an hour long. And I think that the first half was far better than the second half because about into the second half or the third act, I would say, it kind of turns into this typical Marvel action stuff. And, which it's not like Marvel, but I would say that it's got a lot of action and it's very Marvel-esque, and I didn't like that so much, but overall it was a really good watch, and I really loved that it was in black and white, and I think they did a really good job with a lot of the characters and stuff, and I think it was kind of setting up a few things for like Blade and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Did you hear that Blade got delayed?
I heard that, yeah. So I don't know, I didn't read why, but that's what I've watched, and I've also obviously been watching House of the Dragon from week to week. I am enjoying that, but other than that, and I will be checking out that new show from Mike Flanagan. What's that show called? The Midnight Club. So I'll be checking that one out. It's on
Never heard of
Netflix.
that.
It's on Netflix. It's a show from the same guy that did like Midnight Mass. And if you haven't seen Midnight Mass,
Yeah.
that fucking show, that miniseries,
I
was
have not
amazing.
I haven't got to watch it yet, but I want to.
I watched it. I loved
I
it.
watched it when that first came out, and like after I watched it, I realized everybody was loving it, and I was kind of like, okay, because I didn't even hear about it, and then I was going through Netflix one time, I was like, Midnight Mass, and I read it, and I was like, okay, and then I liked the guy who played the priest.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'll try this. I'll give this a try. And yeah, it turned out to be a really good
Like, it's
movie.
one of them shows that you're like, it starts out kind of slow. You're like, am I going to like this?
It's one of those shows.
And the more you get into it, the more interesting it is. And the way they build tension, they build a lot of things up.
I like that though. Like
and
when
then
it
the
builds
ending was
tension
just like,
slowly.
what the fuck is going on? Like, holy shit, I didn't see it coming here.
So that's
You
how I
know?
felt about Creep, because like the first time I watched Creep, I'm like, is anything gonna fucking happen? Like, what
Right.
the hell? And then
Yeah.
after a while, you're like, this dude's motherfucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty slow. Even like Midnight Mass is pretty slow, but dude, it is a great show. Like just the build up and all that.
Midnight Mass is one of those shows I watch in like 1 or 2 nights because it's one of those
Yeah.
that,
Oh, yeah, I
kinda
killed
always
it.
ends on a cliffhanger and you're like, oh well,
I gotta watch it.
I gotta
I think
watch
I,
it.
I think
I
I
got to
watched
the
it.
next one.
I think
Yeah.
I watched it in 2 days also because I was just like hooked on it. I was like, yeah, this is, I want to see what happens,
All right.
So, but yeah, if you haven't seen that, watch it. It's also a really good Halloween time.
You know what else I seen?
Show.
I think it was on Netflix, but I think it was like a year or 2 ago. It was they did Are You Afraid of the Dark again, and I watched that too. It wasn't like an episode by episode thing. It
Pisses
wasn't
me off
anything
though. You
like-
can't buy that.
What Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Why not?
Really?
You can't find it
That's,
anywhere.
that's surprising.
That is weird.
Trust me, I've tried.
It's on Netflix, isn't it?
I think it's on Paramount.
Because
But
I know
it's not all
Netflix.
of it.
I
It's
know
not all of
Netflix
it.
has a lot of Nickelodeon material.
Paramount has more, but it's not all of it. It's not every
But,
episode.
Yeah, the I didn't really care for the.
I think it's Paramount. It's one of
I
them.
didn't really care for Are You Afraid of the Dark, because it wasn't like the old ones. It wasn't like each person telling a different story. It was like a person told a story, and the story ended up indicating into what's really going on and stuff. I didn't care for it.
I loved it.
Alrighty, well, let's move on into our movie. This week we are talking about One Cut of the Dead from 2017. It is not rated. Comes in at an hour 36, and this is a Japanese film. Stars Yazuki... fuck, I'm going to botch these names. Yazuki Akiyama. Takiyuki Hamatsu, Harumi Shuhama, I guess, and Kazaki Nagaya. Sure.
That's how I would go with it.
And then it's directed by Shinichiro. I think it's Shinichiro Yuda. I would assume that's how you pronounce that. This movie is on Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
And
Streams on Shudder.
It's streaming on Shudder, and then obviously you can rent it digitally or whatever. We were fortunate enough that Karen had them on disc, so we could watch the English dub versions because we didn't want to fucking read.
I had no problem reading, but mine was still English dubbed. So I don't know if I accidentally turned on dubbing on my Xbox or what. But,
Maybe, I don't know. I went in and manually turned it on because I wasn't trying to read it.
I watched the Japanese version.
Oh, fucking nerd.
I will say, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bud.
I was telling Karen, I made a mistake, and my notes are all on the first part of the movie.
Well, no, let me
No,
ask.
that's okay.
Hold on, let me ask this question. This is the question I've been dying to ask. Were you guys scribbling like maniacs at the very beginning of the movie? Like, what the fuck is going on? This is ridiculous.
No,
this is the
I did a
stupidest thing
little
ever.
bit. I did a little bit, but I kind of thought that's what was gonna happen. What was happening was like, this isn't the actual movie.
Okay.
So,
all right.
then
I was
anyway,
the only one that was duped.
well, don't get me wrong, I wasn't sure. So from here we're gonna get into spoiler territory. Karen, do you want to read the synopsis on this? Or?
Sure, I can do that. What did we read it last week? I don't remember.
I don't remember. We might have, but we'll give you guys a quick rundown of this movie, and then we'll go from there. We'll get in and we'll go into spoiler territory.
Things go badly for a hack director and film crew shooting a low-budget zombie movie in an abandoned Japanese World War II facility when they are attacked by real zombies. Or that's what it says on the tin, but this is the story of how it really happened.
That was not a World War II facility. That didn't have nothing that looked like... I've seen lots of movies in World War II facilities, and that is not a World War II facility.
I mean,
Could be in
maybe,
Japan. You don't know what Japan World War II facilities
Oh,
look
yes,
like.
I do. I've
Do
been
you?
there.
You've been there twice?
I'm going to be on his side because I was looking at the rafting in the ceiling for whatever reason. I think because I was kind of bored.
Well,
I
remember...
was like looking at the ceiling in a shot of this movie, and I'm like, that looks fairly new.
remember she said that they said it was a water filtration facility,
like a
but
water-
that was a cover or something like that. Yeah.
So, anyway, let's go around the table and talk about whether we would recommend or if we would watch again.
You know what my answer is. I picked
yeah.
it.
All right, well, then let's start with Karen. Karen, what's your recommendation, and would you watch again?
Yes.
Yes. She's not even going to give us an answer why. Because she loves the movie. All right, just chill. Psycho.
I said why last week.
She's going to go Karen on us.
Karen.
All right, Matt, what do you think?
I would tell anybody who asked to watch it. It was a good movie. I thought it was good. It threw me for a loop at the whole beginning, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. It was a good movie. I'm sorry. It was a good
You were
movie.
50-50 for me. I figured he'd like it.
My recommendation is I would not watch this movie again. Even if you paid me to watch, I would not watch
Because he had
this
to read. He was
No,
supposed
it's
to
not
read.
about reading. It had nothing to do with that. This movie, it had a cool concept. I would not rewatch again, and I would not recommend, especially to your average movie watcher, because they're not.
I've realized I'm not into so much low budget movies like I thought. I'm more into campy, and this had kind of the whole campy thing.
See, in my opinion, I was going into this movie hoping for a horror movie. I didn't get a horror movie.
No, it's
I got a
comedy. I
fun
told you
comedy,
that
yeah.
last week.
And this is a comedy.
I had 2 comedies in mind. I told you that.
So I'm going to start off by saying that I fucking hated this movie.
Okay.
I hated every minute of watching it
Okay.
because the
Who's
dialogue.
Tarantino now?
Yeah, the dialogue was bad, and I understood it was supposed to be bad in the beginning. I understand that part, but even throughout the rest of the movie afterwards, it was dumb. It made no sense. Everything, like I thought the part where they're showing you the parts where like they're filming this whole one shot, and how like the pure shenanigans that went on behind the camera to make all these things happen. That stuff was funny and cool. I liked that part. And it will help my score at the end of this show on that part. But
See,
other than that, like I hated everything else about this. I hated there was no I didn't like any of the characters except the dad, maybe a little bit. I didn't see any chemistry between any of them. No, between the dad, the mom, the daughter.
Have you ever watched any other Japanese films?
Yes, I've seen a lot of Japanese stuff.
Okay. Just
But-
checking.
I didn't care for it. I just thought it was boring, and I wanted it to end.
okay, Tarantino.
Whatever. You can't even throw your nickname at me, dude. Not even fair.
The only problem I had with it, and like I said, I made all notes about the first part, thinking that was.
I made a few notes about it too. Like there was no score in the beginning.
But it made me I realized all those questions were answered. The only thing that I didn't have answered, which I figured was because it was made that way, is the dubbing at the first was so bad in because they didn't put any like action behind their words. It was like they were just sitting there reading from a mic to dub over.
Well, see, the problem is that I don't know what the dubs were like because I didn't watch the dubs, so I don't know.
Because she's a fucking nerd.
Well, but here's the problem with that though, is that you miss a lot by watching the dubs. I'm sorry, you do. You miss a lot.
Yeah, because you have to read the dubs. But yeah, but what I'm saying is just at the beginning.
You don't have to read the dubs.
Well, no. But never mind. I'm just.
I want to let Matt talk because this is a rare occasion where
at the
he
beginning,
actually enjoyed the movie. Everybody,
I think the only problem I had was for whoever they had dub it, and it was probably for it was they just didn't have any. Oh my God, this is happening! And they used really bad sounds for like the zombies and stuff. But like I said, everything that I made note on was addressed in the movie, so it's really kind of irrelevant. Because, yeah, it was supposed to be a cheap film.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I really hated about this movie that really drove me up the wall was the cheap score after, like, whenever they get past the movie part and they get into the actual movie and, like, they're, like, and, you know, you're watching the dad and all that and, like, the whole creation of the movie, this and that. The score sounded like some cheap YouTuber music.
You know that this movie was $25,000 was the budget.
So
I like the music. In
I don't understand.
It made $25 million.
Okay, that's fine, but I don't care about how much it made.
I'm just telling you that, like, the budget. You talk about like.
I wasn't talking about the budget. I was talking about their shitty score. They couldn't find better unlicensed music.
I'm sorry, but I think the soundtrack, like the music that they play, I thought that was awesome. I thought they had a lot
I'm just
of
letting
good
you know
upbeat
that the
music
intro
on
to
it.
our podcast was unlicensed music that I found on the internet, and it sounds fantastic.
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm also saying that this is Japanese, so there's a lot of cultural things that we don't understand.
I understand that.
Like, you know, the whole chemistry thing. There's like very little affection in Japanese culture.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
So like
they're very distant.
the mom and the dad, that's the most affectionate I've ever seen a Japanese couple in cinema.
Yeah,
Was in this movie.
I've never seen a movie from Japan where the like the mom and dad or the couple kisses. I've never seen that in a Japanese movie.
This is the most affectionate I've ever seen a Japanese couple.
I'm still
in any movie.
I still think it's garbage. I still think the score was garbage. I didn't like it. I thought it was cheap.
But why does the score affect?
cheesy.
But why does the score affect the rest, like the movie itself? Is my
Why? What do you mean? How does it affect it? Like,
Yeah.
What creates the ambiance for
like,
the actual.
Okay,
the
Cannibal
scenes.
Holocaust.
I
Hear me
haven't-
out.
Fuck, I haven't seen that shit in forever.
Okay, but hear me
I've
out.
seen it.
That has like it sounds like fucking MASH, the music in it. It sounds like MASH.
Cannibal Holocaust, wasn't that
It was a freaking.
It's a satirical film, isn't it? It's like,
no, it's about.
what movie am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I think it was from the creators of South Park.
The dude that made
You're
Cannibal
thinking of-
Holocaust.
I know what you're talking about, but it's not Cannibal.
The dude that made Cannibal Holocaust ended up had to go to court and prove that he didn't kill his actors. So it's a brutal fucking film. So like, but the beginning of the movie literally sounds like MASH. It sounds like it's fucking MASH music, but the movie itself is brutal and like crazy, but the music is terrible.
I will say that one of my favorite parts about the movie was the bald guy who kept saying, I emailed you about that.
Yeah, the sound guy. That's what
So-
sound guy is hilarious.
He kept cracking me up.
Well, but the thing is like that whole interim part is to set you up to understand like part of the reasons for why things go down the way they go down. You know what I mean? Like
I understand that, and that was the best part of the movie for me.
right,
The best part was
you don't
watching.
you don't get that
Yeah.
unless you get that setup in the middle part.
Yeah.
You know, because like you get to see that one actor that is the zombie in the
Yeah.
movie, and he's a real asshole. He's a giant brat. He's a
Yeah.
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And you know, and then the girl, you know, she's like, oh no, they won't let me get puked on. I can't get puked on. And then she really gets puked on. It's not even fake puke, it's real puke, you know?
I like
did
that.
think
Also,
was kinda
I put like I said, a lot of my notes were on the thing, like on the and like I even said the camera guy, the sound guy was hardcore because he just sat there. Throughout the whole thing.
Right, but you find out later.
It's because he's sick.
No, it's because he had diarrhea.
He had to
He's
take
like,
a shit.
They're putting his makeup on outside while he's shit in the bush.
And yeah, I thought I like I said, I love the soundtrack. I just like the upbeat music. And yeah, the sound guy I thought was hilarious because I emailed you. I emailed you.
I emailed you about this because he said I have to have soft water, not hard water. It's like, what is the difference between soft water and hard water?
Well, there is a difference apparently.
I guess apparently it affects his fucking diuretic. Fucking.
I'll tell you, the first time I watched this movie, the only thing that because I had the same, you know, inclination as you. I'm like, okay, so this must be the movie that they make. But like when
That's how I was like for the first part. I was
Yeah.
like, this must be the movie.
right.
I figured
But
that they would do that at the end.
But I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know, this is like kind of stupid though. Like, what the hell's going on? I was like really kind
Yeah,
of annoyed.
until you get to that part where
Yeah.
you're like, okay, so they wanted to show you the movie first and how bonkers it was,
but yeah, and I
then
was
show
like-
you how they did it.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
but this is ridiculous. Like, I don't get this at all. And like when the camera fell to the ground and
Yeah.
it was sitting on the ground for a really long time, I was like, okay, come the fuck on.
Right.
And then, you know, when it went to like the rest of the movie, I'm like, okay, so all right, I want to see what's going on. But
Me and Karen's favorite part.
in the movie, in the very beginning, is when the lady jumps up. What is that? Right?
Oh yeah, that's where I was like, what the fuck? And then she just lays back down. And you're like, what the hell?
I laughed my ass off at that part. And then I watched the part where they were talking about it and still laughed.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I also like when they had to use the axe that she was supposed to use in the final act, and they're like, just put an axe out there for her to find. And she goes out there, she's like, oh, an axe, lucky me.
Lucky me. And then the part where she's like hiding in that little shed, and then all you see is like a set of legs. You're like, what the fuck?
then you find
and then
out
you're like,
it's
that dude. That if it's a zombie, it can definitely see you.
Well,
Like,
it's like, and it's because she's holding up a sign that says there's an axe outside.
yeah, there's
grab
an axe
it.
outside. Grab it.
Is that what the sign said?
Yeah.
Okay, because like I said, it was dubbed, but like all the like words, they were all Japanese.
It didn't tell you a translation for the signs. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys miss stuff.
No, we know now. And I figured
my
that's what it said.
God.
Because I knew after that she picked up the axe.
But yeah,
See, but
'cause-
you're missing stuff too, because like there was, in their parts where that probably didn't make sense, like where they were like, standing there and they kept saying like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" No, I'm so glad that everyone's okay. They
yeah,
were
and he's
all-
holding that sign.
yeah, and it was said, there's a problem, blah blah, keep stalling, and like they're, I can't remember what they all said, but they held up a sign in each one, and there was like a reason.
They tries to use his cell phone.
Yeah.
I got no service, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I couldn't get into it. Like, I thought the climax of the movie was cool. I thought that because you watch the beginning, you have to make it through the beginning of this movie to get through the rest of the movie. And because once you get through the beginning, because that's the worst part, is watching the beginning, because you're like, God damn, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the first
this is
time I
some
watched it, I
stupid-
was like, I don't understand what that was
Yeah,
going
so
on.
like once it gets past that, and then it shows you, oh, we want to make this one continuous cut zombie movie.
Which is a really interesting idea.
It's not
I
a bad
think, like-
idea.
Oh no, it is. It's a terrible idea. They
No,
showed why it's a terrible
No,
idea.
they didn't show why it was, because let's face it, it could be better executed.
No, there's always
They
gonna be
do
something
continuous
go
long
wrong.
shots all the
I
time.
don't care if you are the best director in the world. There's a reason for cuts and edits.
I understand that, but if you got because let's put,
It's
but also,
it's a neat idea. I'd love to see somebody try.
well, also,
Well,
I think that
actually-
one of the
I'll shut
cool
up.
parts about the movie is I'm thinking in my mind, like, if this dude took this team that he has right here, because of the way they work together to make things work, and like they work together as a team, like they could do some cool shit.
Well, how'd you like how the people in the back were like kept trying to cut to like we're experiencing technical
Yeah,
difficulty.
they called
And
a banner.
and
Yeah.
the daughter is like, no, get the fuck out of my way.
Like,
And
let 'em
she's
do
like,
it.
Yeah.
I've got this, and she kept
I liked
kept
her
it going.
her Scarface shirt at the beginning.
I love that she had all that cinema
Yeah, and then
stuff,
she had a
like-
Shining shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you see the
She loves American horror.
Oh yeah.
the Scarface shirt didn't even say the right set thing.
I know,
It
it
was
was
like say goodnight to the bad guy.
Yeah, or something like that, or it was like say goodnight. Yeah, I think it was something like say goodnight to the bad guy or something
I was
stupid like that.
I love
Like
that. That's awesome. I want that shirt.
I was like, isn't it supposed to say hello to my
My
little
little
friend?
friend.
Yeah, I love the relationship between the director and his daughter. And, like, the first time I watched it, and I'm like watching the director.
You know who it reminded me of?
Yeah.
Me and Madison. She reminded me of Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way she acts and her hair and the way she obsesses over certain things, like how she obsessed over that boy. Mm-hmm. Like I thought that was kind of like I was like, that's Madison.
Yeah.
She gets fixated on something and she gets that way.
I like the whole at the beginning when you're watching it and the director's like being a complete dick, and you're like, God, that guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and then you realize
And
he's
then
really nice,
you're watching the
actually.
movie like later, and you're like, that's the same guy.
Yeah, and,
Oh my
and the
God.
one girl tells him, "You got to be mean." You're
Oh, but
too
no, he
nice."
had no problem. Did you not pick up on that?
Yeah.
Because he was like, all right, these motherfuckers are going to get what they deserve
Yeah.
now. Like, he
Yeah.
was like ready.
He even made that girl cry, and then they came in with the teardrops.
I don't even need it.
She's like, I don't even need it, but
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I noticed that because I was like, wow, they told him to get harder, and he did not unleash. He unleashed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, part of it is like that dude, he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And I kind of think it's funny how they took, like Japanese actors, and they can portray them just as vapid and ridiculous as, like, they have American actors portrayed too. Because he's talking about this zombie film, right? It's a fucking zombie film. And he's talking about, like, what did he say it was? Oh, does it deal in racism?
Yeah.
He's like, I read that this is about racism, and he's like, sure, yeah, it's about racism.
Yeah.
Dude, you're making a zombie movie. This is not like some,
Yeah, but I think they were
Gandhi
kind of
film.
just trying to show how pretentious some.
Well, that's
actors,
what I'm saying. They were
Yeah,
trying
they
to
can
portray
be,
that he's
yeah.
vapid and he's full
Yeah.
of himself and
very pretentious. He's like,
yeah,
it's about this. When really, no, dude, you're just looking to,
yeah.
Yeah,
And I like how he
raise
kept
yourself
talking
up.
about, how like the zombie couldn't raise an axe and he couldn't do that, and
I've seen movies where zombies can
Sure,
handle little
but
objects.
he
Bub,
kept-
anybody?
sure,
Day of the Dead?
sure.
He picks up a gun.
But that
Does
the
he? Yeah, I
actor
haven't seen that
the
one in a
actor
while.
kept at every opportunity was like telling the director, no, you don't know what you're talking about, so then when it came time to action, he's like, all right, motherfucker,
Right.
here's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, but if I'm watching a zombie movie and a zombie picks up an axe and swings it, I don't really think anything about it. because they still got a little bit of motor function. I mean,
I love the part too, like where you find out that the chick that was going to play the makeup artist and the guy that was going to play the director got into a car accident.
Yeah.
And they're like, an affair? And he's like, probably, but like, you know, like he just sweeps it under the rug. He's like, I don't care about that. What the fuck are we going to do? And so then they're like, well, she's like, well, what about mom? And he's like, not mom. I've suffered. You know, like when she's been an actor before, I've already suffered.
And you can see why once she
Oh,
gets
yeah.
into it. 'Cause she's like,
I'm dead calm.
Yeah, I'm
You're like,
dead
oh,
calm.
shit.
Like she gets really crazy into it.
No doubt.
She probably was her. I think she was one of my favorite characters.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the movie.
I love the director and the mom. I love that family. That whole family. Like they were... Like I said, you said there was like no relationship. That is the warmest family I've ever seen in a Japanese film.
I mean, I understand that in a
The
Japanese
warmest.
film, but maybe I am just used to what we do here. But
That's what I'm saying. It's
you
a
know,
cultural thing.
yeah, but I didn't feel a connection. I guess I suppose. But like at the end, like whenever they show, they revisit that picture of his daughter on his shoulders.
She finds
or whatever,
it, and then, yeah.
and they revisit that, and that smile between the two of them. That wasn't genuine to me. I didn't like it.
Oh, I liked it.
So I just felt like it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of hollow, I suppose.
I think seeing the making of the movie was great.
Oh,
think
yeah,
that
that's
was
definitely the
awesome.
best
Well,
part.
of course, that is
And
definitely the best
having that
part.
movie- but,
That's the main
There
redeemable
was
quality
one
of the
girl
movie.
where they're where they show you they're filming it. Did anybody notice that girl smacked her face off the ground? There was a girl who had a book in her pocket. And she come around that corner and fell down, and she straight up smacked her.
Dude,
face
the
off
Japanese
ground.
put themselves through hell, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And I said she played that she smacked her face
And
off
jumped
the ground
right
very
back
well.
up.
If she
Yeah.
did not actually smack the ground, she did a really good job of looking like she did.
My favorite thing that the director said was fun fucking tastic. I've never heard that. Fun fucking tastic.
Fun
Oh,
fucking
I was
tastic.
like, what in the hell is that even? Never even heard that.
Did you know that this was remade in France? Mm-hmm. And it didn't get near as good a reception
No.
as... So-
I don't think we could do it better.
No. The
Probably.
Japanese version is...
The
like I
difference
said,
between the Japanese culture and the American culture is the Japanese culture are more... They're like the way they act and things, they're far more cartoony. The way
Yeah, they overact things, and then
Yeah.
like I said with the cultural thing, they're not warm towards each other, not warm like we
You
are.
have no idea how bad I watched this movie and was holding back from going, Karen, I loved that movie.
I love this
Through
movie.
the-
It
It
like I
was
said,
a
I
great
saw it
movie.
on several lists that just kept popping up, and I was like, fine, I will watch it.
And then you're a half hour into it, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I did. The first
Like,
like,
God
I'm
damn
like,
it, am
oh,
I wasting my time?
Yeah, and then like as I was watching the middle part, I was like, okay, so we're laying groundwork, okay, and the end is the best part, but you have to have that middle part to lay the groundwork to
Right.
understand, why is he so mad at the actors? Why does that go down the way it goes down? Why you have to have that groundwork,
and there
just
was
like in any other movie.
There was a lot of stuff like that. Like I said, I like the fact that it answered because, like, one of my things was slow starting, and the part where I wrote down slow starting was because it was this part where they were sitting there talking the whole time, and you see them behind the scenes that it's telling them to stall.
You're talking
Yeah.
about the part where they're like, so what do you do
Yeah,
for hobbies?
what's your
And,
hobbies?
it's like,
Yeah,
also, I've got to say, the producer lady, the older
she looked
lady,
weird as hell, didn't she?
that is the ugliest Japanese lady I've ever seen in my
She looks
goddamn
weird
life.
as hell, man.
I was like, that is one odd looking lady. Like, she looks like the little lady from The Incredibles.
oh yeah,
like
Her
that.
name's Edith.
Edith, yeah, that's what it is.
Edna.
Edith. Edna.
Edna.
mode.
You know who Edna also reminds me of? That little short lady from Kindergarten Cop. She was the principal.
Oh yeah.
Remember her? She was
Yeah.
also in Relic.
Yeah.
But
What
that's
did she stop when my mom will shoot? Was that the same lady?
not, she wasn't Mama.
No, maybe I don't know.
No, I don't know what she's been in a few other things. I haven't seen her in years though. I think the
Yeah,
last
I know.
movie I remember actually seeing her in was Relic, which was back in the 90s.
Yeah, probably.
Wasn't she also in one of the Problem Child movies?
She might have been. No, I don't think so.
I think wasn't she the principal in the first one?
No, she was a principal in Kindergarten Cop.
Okay, then I'm just getting two of the movies.
Yeah, you're probably just mixing the two movies
Yeah.
up or something.
Tell
Same
you-
era, kind of.
The other thing I really liked was like when the mom died or whatever or got knocked out in the movie, and then like later the one kid, this is in the how they made it part, and he's like, no one's ever hit me for it, and she's like, she hits him again, and she's like, get to it, Brad, or something like that. That was hilarious to me because it was like he's already pissed, and then she's like, I don't give a fuck about you, kid. And they were both like tag teaming that kid. That always cracked me up too.
I think that the movie, I think that what would have raised it up for me was if it would have been a parody upon itself, and at the end it actually turned out to be another zombie movie. You know what I mean? Like if zombies came out of nowhere and actually started attacking them, and then that was the movie.
Okay, we get it, Joseph. You wanted a horror movie.
I wanted a fucking horror movie. Not even the point, though. I could have accepted a comedy.
I told you it was a comedy.
I can accept that. I wish that there was a little more to it. I walked away from the movie feeling like I got ripped off a little bit. Not even because it wasn't a horror movie, but just because I felt like the movie itself kind of just it could have done so much more.
Now you know
I think it
how-
could have done more.
Now you,
I know that it had a small budget and all that.
now
but
you know how I felt about The Watch.
we're not even talking, dude. That's been weeks ago.
It was last week.
No, it was the week before.
So either way, I'm just saying you. It's funny because I actually this is very given where I've I love this movie and you were like And that's
He's
what
just
you felt
happy
like.
that he likes something and I don't.
I liked it. I thought, like I said, I thought
I think
would
he
tell-
walked away from this movie being like, I'm going to tell everybody I love this movie just so it because I know Joseph's going to hate it.
No, that's
You were 50-50 for me. I wasn't sure if you were gonna like it or not.
You didn't know? I'm not going to say I hate it. I won't say that I hate it because the more I think about it, like the ending of the movie had charm and that's what really saved it for me. But like I said, I still won't watch it again.
The whole point, I think that every movie has to have setup.
Right, I
every
understand
single
that.
one.
Yeah, I know.
So that middle part, even though it is kind of boring and drawn out a little bit, you cannot go without. You have to understand.
I understand, dude. I just watched Hellraiser and I loved it.
No, I know. I'm
and
just saying.
you don't even see a single Cenobite for the first 70 minutes of the movie.
I'm just saying
Was it that long?
It was a long time before you even saw.
like,
Well, I mean, I get you. You get like a blurred image.
Her brother. That happened pretty quick.
There was no Yeah, it was about an hour into the movie before that happened.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was. It was a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I
don't
just
think it was that long.
I think what
Look it up.
What really brought the movie out for
She's
me
like,
was
"Fine,
I just
fuck you."
liked the whole fact that they did. We're going to show you this movie, and then we're going to show you how we made this movie because I haven't seen that done,
Right.
and I think that's what really just
Yeah,
kind of
see
teased
that
it.
was one of the things I really liked
Yeah.
about it too, because I love that behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
I miss seeing. We used to have that kind of stuff. When we were kids.
I used to
how
watch
it was
shows that did,
made.
like,
and,
video-
they
Yeah.
had
music
the whole
videos and
that
stuff.
one that showed how they put makeup on and how they would turn this
Makeup
person
effects
from
and
this
stuff.
and
Now you
this
got to get on YouTube to see that shit.
Yeah, and we used to have that stuff galore.
Yeah.
And
And that was some of the coolest stuff about buying the DVDs and Blu-rays. and
right,
shit.
right. And
So-
you don't see that anymore. And
Those
to
are
see
called
this-
featurettes, people. Now they just put them on YouTube.
Yeah. So to see that on a kind of grand scale, to say this is how we made an entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you could
watch.
there was more time spent in watching the making of the movie than actually the movie, because you could watch 3-4 hours of bonus features on your DVD or whatever, and the movie's only like an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching the Underworld special features and shit like that, and just watching how they make the big ass monsters and shit.
Mm-hmm. I just love how and again, I'm just going back to the director was my favorite character.
He was a really good character.
I love that, he's behind the scenes. He's, he's telling people oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. And then he goes, back out there and he's acting again. And he throws a freaking zombie into the mix and he's like, get the bitch, and it's like, that doesn't.
Get the bitch.
Yeah. It's like, that doesn't sound
He
right
was
coming out of your
kind
mouth.
of funny whenever he was running up and he's like, this is great filmmaking. Keep going.
Yeah.
And then he'd like throw a zombie at him. Like,
Yeah.
like what the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
he was back there. He's like, "No, I'm alone. There's no monsters out here." And they open the door, and he fucking shoves a zombie into the. You're like, "You asshole!" Like the first time you're watching it, you're like, "He's a fucking asshole."
He's a fucking psycho.
I also now see, I forgot where I was going. Never mind.
What the fuck?
My memory, dude, it sucks.
He's like, oh, shit.
I'll come out of the living room sometimes and be like, "Mom." She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I forgot."
Hi. Hi. And then walk back into your room.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up at some other time. I can't find.
You probably just get on the Hulu and just
Scroll through it.
Ah, there's the first Cenobite.
25 minutes and 16 seconds, Joseph.
You know what I hate about culture nowadays is whenever you say Cenobites, I don't think of like Cenobites from Hellraiser. I think of like
the candy.
yeah, the Cinnabon place or whatever. From I think a Cenobite's like tasty, like Cenobites. Like that's what I think of now. I'm like, this isn't right. I'm growing up too much. Like,
That's what it really is to me, though. Somebody says Cinnabite, and I'm like, "Oh, Cinnabite."
Cinnabon.
Like I've never had one.
Cinnabon, man. Like it's because every time I go through the mall, I'm like, that's all I smell is a Cinnabon, and I'm like, God damn, I'm getting cavities just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, but every time somebody says Cenobite, I'm like, or as Matt would say,
You know, no, it's really kind of sad
funny
hearing
then.
the whole.
It's not funny animore.
It's real funny though hearing that because like that's one of the things you take out of context when he's like, "Oh, Cenobites." So, or yeah, you take that out of context and it's like you're saying that dead flesh tastes good.
Dead flesh tastes good. Cenobites. Like what the fuck? You sicko.
Yeah, it's one of those things you take out of
sick
context.
fucking
Totally
bastard.
different meaning.
You know, this was weird to me though. That like they're making the zombie movie, like in general, that they're making a zombie movie, right?
Yeah.
That's their intent, to make a zombie movie.
Yeah,
It's all shot during the day.
yeah, that is weird. I
Well,
never thought about that.
I found that weird.
I never really thought about it until you just pointed it out.
It's not the first one to do it. Day of the Dead is mostly shot during the day.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's just it was strange.
You don't see it much anymore.
Yeah,
That's how a lot of newer zombie movies are anyway. You know what I mean?
yeah. I guess that's true.
I mean, look at the new Dawn of the Dead movie, the remake. I wouldn't say new.
Yeah, it's not new.
But, like,
that's
that
one
was
of
a
my
lot of
favorites.
during the
That's
day.
one of my favorites, actually.
Every Zombieland movie, both Zombieland movies are pretty much during the day. So I mean, because let's face it, anymore, or like Shaun of the Dead, that's mostly during the day. Most zombie movies aren't scary anymore. People aren't frightened by zombies anymore.
I think the whole point of a zombie movie is to point out that humans suck more than the monsters.
Yeah, and that's
do.
why you get like Walking Dead. That was the big appeal to that.
Yeah.
And I think that zombies could still have a wider appeal horror-wise if it's done right. Like, I think that has been so played out at this point that it's just
You know what? Though,
it's
I will say,
boring.
A World War Z zombies freaked me out, and it's because of the whole.
See, that didn't
how they
scare.
could
Yeah, I
climb.
understand that.
That's what messed me
I
up
understand
with
that, but that movie didn't scare me. That concept didn't scare me because it was more of an action.
Yeah,
more
well,
action.
No, it
than anything.
didn't scare me, but just thinking that what if because when you watch a zombie movie, you're like, oh, what if zombies did come? Zombies like that, I'm dead.
I hated that movie.
I liked it.
A lot of
only
people really
hated it-
liked it, and I didn't care for it at all.
I
did not
only
like
hated it because I read the book.
Oh yeah, the movie.
Yeah,
If they'd have made it like the book, it would have been a complete.
it would have been an anthology.
It would have
Yeah.
been an anthology, and it would have been a completely original concept.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck,
Yeah.
they could have had.
All
a
they had to
gold
do
mine.
was do going around interviewing these people. That's really what it was.
Well,
And it would have been an anthology. It would have
Yep.
been cool
see,
as
that's
fuck.
but see, I didn't really.
And they could have really made it scary. They
Yeah.
could have made it cool.
I didn't
100%.
read the book, and I think that's where it came from. It was one of those things also where I didn't really associate the book with the movie.
Yeah, nobody did because it didn't have any.
It's from
it had
Max,
fuck all
Max
to do with
Brooks
it.
was his name, right?
Yeah,
Max Brooks. He also did.
it's Mel Brooks' son.
Is it really?
Yep, sure
Well,
is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he also did.
I seen an interview.
What was it? What was the other book he did? How to Survive the Zombie Apocalypse or whatever.
Yeah, it was something.
What was it?
It was other something.
Something
Zombie
like that.
Survival Guide.
Yeah,
Zombie Survival Guide, that's what it was.
I read a little bit of that one.
I have
And
that too.
so, like, just, zombies are overplayed anymore. They're boring and old, like that movie that just came out on Netflix from Zack Snyder. What's the name of that movie?
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I don't remember now.
I don't remember either. That was a good movie, but it was an action movie. It wasn't scary.
Yeah, they all are anymore.
I mean, it was a good movie. I really liked that movie. That was better than World War Z.
I haven't watched it yet.
But I like Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder's a great director.
Yeah.
But I also believe that they could still make a good horror zombie movie and make it scary, as if they take away the more actiony elements and make it actually frightening. Do a good piece at night. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But like anymore, it's not scary. It's not scary. Hell, The Walking Dead was never scary. It was more of a drama than anything.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we digress. Let's get back to the movie here.
I love how at the end, like, everybody stepped in because they were, like, into it at that point. They were all, like, really
Yeah, when they're showing like the pyramid.
Yeah, and they all, like, and the one person kept falling off. And, like, that brat asshole
I love that
actor.
guy. I love that the old dude managed to sober up long enough to be able to be on the bottom. They made him the fucking bottom.
Yeah,
Like,
but, like, that one person kept falling off, and the brat actor was like, I got it. And, like, stepped up to the plate, and was like, I got it. I'll do this. And I just like that they all kind of showed that
it
camaraderie.
is good that they, like I said, they would, if he took that team and was able to make an actual movie, I think there'd be a lot of, he could do something great with that
Sure.
with that team, because
Sure.
they obviously they can show teamwork and work together, blah blah blah. Even for a bunch of people that relatively didn't know each other that well. So
I really liked how, like, most of the assholes in the movie got their comeuppance.
yeah,
Like the guy that played the director and the girl that was the makeup artist. If they were having an affair and they got into a car accident, you got what you deserved. And then the asshole kid, he got what he deserved a few times, right?
yeah, he did. He got smacked a couple times.
Yeah, and like the girl's like, oh, I can't get fake puke on me. I'm too pretty, and then she really gets puked on
Twice, actually. Twice.
And they all learned like a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that camera guy who was being a real dick to the other camera person
Falls down and fucks himself up or something.
and did you
Yeah.
see his face when they,
Did you see his leg? His leg was like in the air. He was like couldn't move so much that he couldn't even put his own leg down.
But the best part is, like, when she has to go and grab the camera, she's like looking at him for a second, like, should I grab the camera? And you look at his face, and he's like,
And he's got his leg hiked up in the air like he's trying to fart. You know what I mean?
I'm like,
when I was watching that
you
part, I
get
was
what
like,
you
what the
fucking
heck?
deserve. All of you people who are assholes are getting what you fucking deserve.
All within a 30.
Oh, and I love that the director had to put his wife into a sleeper.
Yeah, he'd put her to sleep.
Sorry, honey. What is that?
What is that?
I think what really got me about the what is that is the girl looked at it and goes, ah! And she goes, ah! So she screams too.
I love, like, because the first time I watched it and the camera's on her and you hear all this stuff going on in the background and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, why
I
are
was
we...
like, why are we on her face for
Yeah,
so
like,
long?
I
She's
don't
just
care.
screaming.
She's just screaming. I want to know what's going on back here. And then it goes back, and the fucking...
Well, they even make the comment in the movie like, why is it so long?
Yeah.
Why is it taking so long?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I made so many, like, notes about that, and then watching it, the rest of it answered all of them. So, that's why that was that way.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why that was. Like, why in the heck could she go, stop? And he would stop.
yeah. Freeze. Yeah, it's so funny because I was watching it the second time, or I was watching it this time, and I was like, I wonder if they're just like scribbling furiously, and then like when it finished, and then, like see the credits, and then it keeps going, and you're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, I wrote all these down, and then I thought it was over, and it started doing the thing, and I was like, wait a minute, this movie, I was like, there's no way, because I remember seeing the bar, and I was like, and then I seen it pop out, I did the thing that showed the bar, and I was like, okay, and that's why I think it was a good movie, because I did not know where it was going from there. Mm-hmm. Because you would think that they would do the whole thing, and then show you the movie that was made.
Yeah.
not the other way around.
I just like the journey that
Yeah.
the director and like his whole family went on. Like the
Yeah.
whole, it seemed
I
like
will
it was
say,
so
I will
therapeutic
say
for
that
family.
like one of the more charming parts is maybe not their chemistry so much, but how they are as people. Like the mom, the dad.
Well, I think it was like a
daughter.
whole therapeutic thing for the whole family. I
Yeah,
really
because
loved
especially
it
the
because-
mom, she was killing it for me.
Well,
Like,
'cause
she was the best part of the whole
like,
movie for me.
I really
Yeah.
like where the director's talking to the guy, and he's like, "Well, the thing's broke. No, it's got to end like this. It's got to end like this. This
Yeah,
is unscripted."
and he's like, just do it this
Yeah.
way, and he's like, no, fuck you, I'm not doing it that way.
and that's what like kind of that's how a director should be.
Yeah.
Director should be like,
Well,
you're
I
just
think
the producer.
I think
back
that
off.
that's the point, like that they were trying to show is that he had grown. You know, because before he would just do whatever they told him,
Yeah.
and that was why they picked him, because they were like, oh, he'll just do whatever we say.
Yeah,
And then, you know, by the end,
he was
it
kind
sh-
of doing his thing.
Yeah, by the end, it was showing how, you know, like how the daughter had grown, because, you know, she was like, you know,
She came out of her shell. A
she
little
was
bit
proud
to,
of
like,
her
and stepped
dad.
up, yeah.
Finally, at
Yeah.
the beginning, she wasn't proud of him, and then, you know, as she's watching.
Well,
what
no,
he's-
that's not true because she was reading the script and didn't want him to know that she was reading the script. Because whenever he walked in back into their
She was
apartment,
only reading it though because she was interested in the boy.
that's true. But whenever she threw it down, they made it seem as if she didn't want him to know that she was reading it.
Well, yeah, because of the boy. She didn't want him to know that he was.
I think it was because they gave that idea because he like looked and smiled and was like,
Well, I don't know what version
You know,
you were watching, but they actually say that.
I know they
Yeah.
say that, but like I think she was actually reading it for him.
When I saw
For the
her reading,
dad.
when I saw her reading the script,
No.
I
That would
was
make
pretty
sense.
sure
I-
that it was for the guy.
I know it was for the boy, but I whenever she throws it down, I don't think it was for that reason. I think it was because she was happy that her dad was doing something great or whatever.
She
And I
didn't.
think it was.
She didn't give two shits about what her dad was doing until that boy was in it.
I think she did, but that's
Yeah.
just me coming from a dad perspective.
You're wishful thinking.
Yeah, I like to think
she
that I'm the
gave-
greatest person in the
She
world to
gave
my daughter.
zero shits about what her dad was doing until she found out that boy was in it.
Yeah.
Because you remember she's standing there and her mom's the one reading the script.
Hey, hold on. I want to stop you right there because you might think that, but I tell you what, dude. I have. So,
I was a teenage daughter once.
I understand, but my daughter is a different case because my daughter, I was scrolling through TikTok and I just happened to come across one of her TikToks, and it said her BFF or best friend was her sister, and then it said, "But who is your best friend forever?" And she said, "Dad." That was on a TikTok for the whole world to see.
So
Dad's the shit.
Your daughter, maybe would be reading your script because she loved you.
Damn right.
His daughter was not, is what I'm saying. His daughter was not. Because his wife was reading it, and then she said something about that boy being in it, and then she grabbed it out of her mother's hands
Yeah.
and was reading it. She gave zero fucks before. But, like, she wasn't proud of her dad at all. Like, you know, she's pissed because he's using those eye drops instead of making people act.
Right.
And then...
She's yelling at the kid. Cry!
Right.
And then, you know, she's watching what her dad's doing, and all of a sudden she's telling, like, all these people in the back, like, get the fuck out of my way. You don't know what you're doing. And she's taking over the whole back room.
I did
you
like
know?
the fact that she did that, though.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, screw this. I got this.
It kind of shows that she's more like her mom than her dad.
Oh
because-
yeah, and then like the
because she
whole, I
takes
mean, the whole
charge when
family
she
just
needs
took
to.
over that production.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. We'll take care of this. And then it showed that he grew because, you know, he was like, I'm not listening to you. We're
do
gonna get this shot,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do it. And you know, the
They're
mom,
like, but you got 5 minutes. He's like, yeah, we can do this.
yeah, the mom, she didn't really grow. She was already.
She was just a great character to begin with. What are you
She
talking
was
about?
already. I'm dead calm.
I'm dead calm.
Oh my god.
She's like karate kicking people and shit.
I like when he was trying to grab her for real, and she kept doing the pump.
Palm.
And she kept getting out of it. Oh god, man. That's got to be the best thing ever. I love it.
Okay, so I would say let's. If you guys anything else you guys want to cover on
No,
the
I'm good.
movie before we jump into reviews? I'm looking at my bullet points. Yes,
Good boy.
I'm glad they're up there now.
See?
Like I said, I thought it was a good movie. That's all I gotta say.
All right, well let's jump into. Ooh, sorry, I was singing. there for a
Jesus
second.
Christ.
Let's jump into some reviews, man. And then we will get into what you guys thought of One Cut of the Dead. Should we do Metacritic or should we do Rotten Tomatoes this week?
Probably Metacritic. Metacritic just seems better.
Metacritic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes is kind of getting to where you can basically it's like a
It's a lot of douchery.
yeah, and it's also real like out there now that you can basically buy good reviews on Rotten
Well,
Tomatoes.
that's just anywhere. That's not just...
Yeah, but they're talking about Rotten Tomato is the one that they're talking about.
Rotten Tomatoes smell bad.
I don't know. I've never really.
All right, so you
No,
guys
Rotten
know how this works. They will guess, and I will
I got
tell them.
a
So,
sandwich maker, the ones that close up. and,
wow,
like, they make
way to
little
take a
pop
hard
pockets.
left, dude.
I'm sorry.
So,
Doesn't
all
it
right.
delicious sandwiches.
Yeah, does it make delicious sandwiches? Finish your
Yes,
story.
and the funny thing is I was talking about it like last week, and I was at Walmart this week and saw it, and my mom was like, "Hey, get that! That's the thing you were talking about." I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then it was $5. So I was like, "I gotta get it."
So
now.
you got a deal on top of getting your
Yeah.
sandwich maker. That's fantastic. I love it.
I mean, it only makes one, but it's okay.
All right, so how this works is with Metacritic, it's a little bit different. It's not like Rotten Tomatoes, where it is out of 100%. With Metacritic, only the professional reviews or the reviewers is 1 out of 100, and then you have your user score, which is a 1 out of 10, based on like a 1.5 or 1.6 percentage, whatever.
Yeah, that's the part that confuses me.
I understand. So, we'll start with the reviews first. The critic reviews. This is out of 1 out of 100%. So, what do you guys think that the score would be for the critic reviews?
I'm gonna go 60%.
60%. Okay. What do you think, Matt?
I'm gonna say that they went lower and gave it like a 50 or 40.
50%.
40.
You'd both be wrong. Actually, they gave it a really good score. It's an 86%
Wow.
Metascore
Wow.
from critics.
Wow.
I've actually seen scores where they said it's 100% and shit like that. So I think Rotten Tomatoes actually is 100% critic score. So,
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Let me check real quick. I'm almost positive that's what they gave it.
See, Joseph, you're just wrong all over the place.
I mean,
with this
I'm not
movie.
going to sit back and say that like
See,
it's
no,
a terrible movie, but it's
see,
just not for me.
Also,
No, I get
when
it.
when I watched it,
Like I said, you were 50-50 for me. I just wasn't sure.
the Shudder thing popped up, and after I watched it, I was like, "Well, what did I expect?" Because Shudder, from what I've seen, Shudder originals
Yeah.
are good.
So Rotten Tomatoes score for critic reviews 100% out
Wow.
of 95 reviews.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's pretty crazy.
Well, sometimes I wonder if they do buy fucking reviews, but this is also 86% out of 14 reviews. So, you know what I mean? All right, so what do you guys think the user score is now? Remember, this is out of 1 out of 10%, like, it could be 1.5, 2 point.
So like it's like a 7.2, right? Like that's what you're saying. Like
It could be any of that, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go in the 7 range, so like 7.6.
Okay. What about you, Matt?
I'm gonna say, since the critics went high, I'm gonna say that the people went. Well, no, because it's 1 out of 10. You said.
Mm-hmm.
I think they gave it at least. Let's go. I said they're gonna go high and go 8.
8%?
Yeah.
Or 8 out of 10 or whatever?
8 out of 10.
Matt's going to take this one. It's a 7.9. You guys were really close on that one.
Damn.
7.9. That was really close. Good guess, Matt.
Next time I'm gonna pick like the dollar. That's what they do.
That's
on
what they
Price is Right.
I'm going to $1.
I'm gonna go $1 more.
I'm going to $1. Yeah. But yeah, so
I'm
let's
still
get
waiting on a fist fight. I want to see a fist fight break out on one of those once. Somebody get on there and they're like, "I've been here the whole freaking time.
and you took a $1 on me, you motherfucker.
I have been here since the beginning."
You know what? I'm not going to read any reviews. I get tired of reading reviews, mostly because people piss me off.
I don't care
People
what you do,
irritate
man.
me. I know, but I'm just like, I read them and I'm like, even the negative ones, I'm like, man, why do you gotta be a dick?
Well, some of them are funny. Like when you
Some
read
of
the
them are
like,
funny,
you know,
but looking for those funny ones.
I was 5 episodes in. What the fuck
What
are
the
you
fuck are you
watching?
watching? This is a movie, bro. You dumbass.
That's got to be the best one.
It was the best one. And that was the first episode,
It
too.
was. I was
Like,
5
what the
episodes.
fuck are
in.
you
What the
watching?
fuck?
It's a goddamn movie, dude. Like, what? Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's never gonna get old. I think we're probably gonna bring that up at least once
Right.
I mean, like,
right. Okay, so we should have probably done our reviews first before we did the critic reviews. I think that's normally how we do it. I don't know why we didn't do it this time. How much you want to bet Alec just messaged me? I just gotta. No.
No. I don't have any messages. No one loves me.
No, Crystal messaged me.
I don't have any. Like, the only text I get are from you guys. My sister texted me a couple days ago. That was weird. But she was only asking me something.
So, all right. So let's go around the table here and do our reviews. I guess we should have done that before we did the.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
thought
really
we
matter.
kind of did it weird.
I was like, hold on. I think we usually do it this way, but maybe
I'm not adding anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say the bullet point's pretty full right now. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Put,
So
like,
let's.
hours. Then there.
I think the reason why we normally do that is so that we don't influence our score with their scores. You know what I mean?
I'm not really influenced by
There's
anybody.
just
Neither
no
am I.
rating. You didn't rate.
No, there's no rating because there wasn't a rating for the movie. It's not rated.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not a rated movie.
So, all right. So Matt, what would you give it a 1 out of 10?
I gave it a 7.
7? That's a pretty high score for
the
Matt.
highest thing
I
he's
think
ever
that. I think
done.
that is the
No,
highest.
8. I did 8.
Oh, you did an 8?
Yeah, I think 8 was Alita.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
we all gave it 8s, didn't we?
I don't
we
remember. I think
gave
I gave it a 7.
No, I think we gave it 8s around the table.
Are you
I
sure?
gave it-
I don't
I'm
remember.
almost positive we did.
I don't remember.
Alita was an 8.
Maybe.
8 will probably be the highest because I'm one of those people that I would never give anything really 9 or 10 because you can always do a little bit better. And if you say 9 or 10, it makes me feel like that gives them this. Oh, I don't have to try hard. No, try hard. Be proud of what you're doing.
Try harder.
Yeah.
So you gave it a 7 for what reason?
I just thought it was a good movie. I liked the premise of it, the fact that they show, like, seriously, the whole. I just really, really liked you get to see this movie and then see the making of this movie. And I just thought, I thought it was good. I thought it was I liked the family in it, the daughter, and I really liked the guy who played the director. And just the whole story to the movie I thought was great. I just liked it. It's one of those things where you can't really put a reason on it. You just did. You know?
Yeah.
And I just enjoyed the way they did it. That's all I can say.
Okay.
I just liked the whole watching the movie and then watching them make the movie.
Right. Yeah. I understand. Yeah. Yes. You watched so you were like, oh wow, what the fuck am I watching? And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
this all makes sense now, and now it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Karen, what do you?
I'll be the
what do you-
highest. I'm on an 8.
An 8. Okay. You're definitely gonna be the highest.
Yep, I know.
You probably were the highest too whenever you watched it.
No.
No, just I know, just fucking with you.
That
All right,
stuff
so-
gives me cotton mouth and makes me puke anymore, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't do that.
I just get hungry. I want to go to sleep.
I used it to help me sleep, and then it stopped helping me sleep. So I just stopped.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. Like I said, it came up on a bunch of lists, and usually I can ignore it for so long, but if it just keeps coming up, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll fucking watch it. And I watched it, and I liked, because, the first time I watched it, I'm watching that first initial run through the movie, and then you get to go back and find out, what happened, and you're like, oh, like, and it was just,
And that's obviously the whole point of the movie.
and I loved the director so much because, you're watching it the first time and you're like, this guy is a complete fucking asshole. He's crazy, and he's trying to kill people, and what the hell? And then, you watch that middle part and you're like, my God, he's like the sweetest guy. What happens? Like, what happens between there and now? Like, who pisses in his Cheerios, right?
Yeah.
And then, you get to the point and then, you know what's happening and everything. And I mean, it's just, I think it's such a great lead up into one of the best sequences I've ever seen in a movie.
It's like a movie and a movie and a movie.
Yeah. And
Aw.
the build up to that sequence is part of what makes it great. And then the sequence itself is one of the best sequences I've ever seen in a movie. So that's why it's an 8 for me.
Okay. I myself, I originally was going to give this movie a 2.5 because I couldn't stand it. I hated the movie. But I will give it, but you guys have talked me up a little bit on it, and there are some appreciations for the movie that I will say I might have missed or whatever.
Like the fact that I've never seen it done before.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I've never seen a movie that I can.
No, this is a fully original movie. I understand, but I think for me it was just like I'm probably gonna have to go with I'll give it a 3.5. I could probably give it a 4, but the fucking score kills it for me. It kills it. The music in this fucking movie just drives me nuts, man. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube videos with my kids. Like, that's all they do. And that's like Blippi. It sounds like a fucking Blippi or Ryan's World fucking.
I don't know any movie that I've ever watched that the score killed it for me.
That is really
the closest I've ever come is Cannibal Holocaust, and it's only because I'm watching it. I'm going, this sounds like fucking MASH, and then you watch it, and it's got like these brutal rape scenes, these brutal murder scenes, and I've forgotten all about the score at that point. That's all I'm saying. I've never watched a movie where the score...
I try to watch and pay attention to every aspect of a movie. And the score itself, the music, I can't even call it a score because it was probably all pre-recorded, some shit they found on the internet to throw into this movie because
I don't know.
They were on such a small budget.
It's Japanese, so a lot of how they make their movies and...
Oh, don't get me wrong. I know because Ong Bak, I don't know if you've ever seen any of the Ong Bak movies.
Yeah.
The first one, the score in that movie sucks dick. It is terrible. It is one of the worst things about that movie.
A lot of their movies, I find the scores are campy. A lot.
Yeah,
Japanese,
campy and stupid.
Yeah.
And it's just the only. It's one of the biggest things
you're
about.
Giving it a bad rating based on something that's cultural.
No, that's not it at all. I just don't like the fucking music.
I liked the music. I thought it was upbeat, and I thought it fit in. Well.
It reminded me of a fucking kids movie from the early '90s. Like you remember watching the movies about the little dinosaurs? Remember that?
Land of the Lost?
No, not Land of the Lost. It was a real movie. It was like a live action movie, and there were little dinosaurs, living dinosaurs. That they would, you know what I mean? You never watch those movies? I can't remember what they're called.
No, I know what you're talking about.
But the music in those movies reminded me of the music in this movie, and it was just terrible. It was bad. Reminded me of a shitty B-rated kids movie from the early '90s.
Okay.
It's just that's what it reminds me of.
I can't believe you're getting so hung up about a score.
I just couldn't stand. It was driving me nuts. The whole movie, I'm like, this is the best fucking music they could find for this movie. Like, it was driving me nuts.
Wow.
So, okay. But it's not even just that. It's just there's other things. Like it was. I was ready for it to be done.
Don't. No. We're gonna go.
I will not say that it's the worst.
We're gonna go like the liberals say. You're racist. It's just you're racist. It's just you're racist.
No, I fucking love Jap. Dude, I watch all kinds of anime.
I don't think you're getting. I said we're going to do what the liberals do.
Fuck the liberals, racist. Okay? Fuck the conservatives. I don't care about any of them. They can all suck a dick. Fucking Christ.
I guess my point is, though, like, a lot of Japanese movies have scores like that, though.
Okay, maybe, but I think you guys are trying to defend a movie that I've already made up my mind about.
I'm just making the point.
I'm not trying to defend anything. I was just trying to make a joke, and you took it too far.
Why? By saying fuck all of them? You know, fuck, dude.
You got all mad about a joke.
No, I'm not mad about the joke, man.
I was just trying to be funny.
Oh, fuck. I need to hug Matt. Hold
on. Joseph made Matt cry.
No, I just didn't enjoy the movie. There were certain parts of the movie, yes, I will say I liked. The mom was awesome. She cracked me up a few times. And I emailed you about that. You know, that shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff was funny. I'm like, all right, that's funny. It's not a terrible movie. I'm not saying that it was a bad. It's not a fucking.
Dude, if I give a movie a 3, that's a bad fucking movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's just a movie I won't watch again. All right, fine.
That Nicolas Cage movie, I would have given that a 2 or a 3.
I gave it a 3.5, dude. 3.5. I gave it a 3.5. I would have gave it a 4 if it wasn't for the fucking score.
What is your deal with the score?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I just thought it was shit.
I have never said, you know what, made that movie bad.
It wouldn't be so bad. It was very, very fucking loud.
The story, the acting, and then, like, that's gonna be the main points for me.
Let me put it like this: if they put that music in, let's say, Nightmare on Elm Street, how would you feel about that?
Is the story the same?
Nightmare on Elm Street, the same thing, just with that score. Drop that score from this movie in that, and see how you feel about it.
But this movie and Nightmare on Elm Street are two totally different movies.
Yeah, like I'm gonna throw this. I'm gonna throw this in there one more time and see if you get what I'm trying to. If you smell what I'm trying to get you to step in here.
Hold on, now I'm trying to step in nothing.
Japanese movies all have really stupid scores.
Not all of them.
I wouldn't say stupid.
I'm gonna say 80% all have scores like that.
This is why I stick to anime. Anime's better.
I mean, you
better.
like The Grudge, the original Grudge movie. You ever seen that?
From Japan?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. If
I
you
didn't
ever
even
wa-
like the remake. I don't like.
You ever
none of
watch
shit.
that one? Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there for you. It's a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
We remade it,
Yeah.
so it's a horror movie. You get that? The
I didn't get that.
The score, the score for that doesn't feel like a horror movie in the Japanese film.
Think about our original Godzilla movie, like what they had.
That's different, dude. That's Godzilla. That is a giant fucking lizard terrorizing.
We're not gonna get them to understand what we're trying to say.
I understand what you're saying, but you do realize that the reason why they put those happy-go-lucky scores in everything is because the Japanese have to
overact-
tone things down for other people.
They overact everything, including their music. Like it's big. It's over.
Then
the
it's not
top.
for me. I don't like it.
The Asian culture is a very showman culture.
It's a culture thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, this is a culture thing. I don't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it. So,
But that's
there
not
it
a
is.
culture thing, because a culture thing is something that pertains to most culture.
That's my culture. That's my culture. This is
No,
me.
you are
What?
It's his pronouns.
Yeah, pronouns, bitch.
Pronouns.
Pronouns, bitch.
Yet I can't say that the liberal thing because it's not funny.
No, because it's political. I don't care about politics, dude. They can all suck a dick. I don't
Good
care.
Lord.
I don't care. I don't
You
care.
guys.
I just try to be funny. I just want to be funny. I want to get laughs.
Now he's gonna cry
You
again.
want to be funny? Go home and dye your non-existing hair purple and come back with a septum piercing. We'll talk. Liberal.
Well- Jesus.
Oh, I'm not allowed to joke now either.
Well, I think it's just funny that you're very my non-existent hair, Mister. Like 9 head.
Oh my
You ain't got a 4 head, man. You got like a 9.
Well, hey, Bo, you wanna go blows? You wanna go?
Hey,
you wanna
I
go blows,
shave
bro?
this on a daily basis, on purpose. Yeah, it's patchy if I don't, but that's not the point.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're Apache, all right.
God.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I was trying to make a joke and you got all offensive about it.
I'm not
Bringing
offensive.
up, oh,
I mean
know,
defensive. What?
Just
What?
doesn't matter.
That's the best thing ever.
Is this even a good show?
I don't know.
Is this a good show? I don't even know. Tell us how you feel, people,
Isn't
because
isn't
we're
this a-
confused. We don't know if we're liked or not. We're like, do they like the bickering? I don't know, maybe.
Actually, I mean, I don't know if we like each other today.
Like, some days we're like, do we even want to be near each other? Like,
Bro,
get
is that-
fucked. How about that?
My God.
I thought this is what the people liked. This is the banter.
Maybe,
They
I don't
do,
know.
they do, but this is not banter. This is hate.
Yeah,
Y'all
this
are
is straight.
being mean to each
Well,
other.
you might as well pull a knife out and stick it in my eye.
There's no hate here.
I
I
didn't
love
do
you
that.
guys.
Hey, fuck you, Karen.
Fuck you, Joseph.
Hey guys, chill. I love you guys.
I think we need to get in a
you.
calming circle.
Calming circle.
calming circle.
Mother. That's a throwback to last week.
Yeah, last week.
Fucking second movie.
Yeah, fuck that second movie. Fuck this first movie. What?
It's fine. You're wrong,
Oh,
but
we
it's
did
fine.
bring up next week's movie, which is my pick, and it's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, so we've gone through the stuff and all that, you know. Oh, no, hold on. We still got to do
Trivia.
trivia. You got trivia, don't you?
I do.
How much you got? A little bit? Little lot?
Enough to take up a minute or
Oh,
two.
let's do it. Do some trivia, and then we'll get into next week.
The movie within the movie was actually shot in one take. It took 2 days, and
Then it wasn't one take.
shut the fuck up for a second. Let me finish what I was fucking saying. It took 2 days and 6 times for the cast and crew to get the perfect one take.
Oh, okay. 6 times. That's not that bad, though.
No.
It could have been a lot more.
Yeah, it could have been like 40 or 50.
No. The original title is...
Could you imagine... Hold on. Could you imagine if Stanley Kubrick did a one-take, half-hour movie?
It's called The Moon Landing.
Yeah.
That was a joke, by the way.
That was great. That was great.
All right. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I give that one a 1 star. I don't like the music.
There's no sound in space.
That's why I don't like it.
Who said it was in space? It was on a sound stage.
Yeah, they didn't add a score to it. I don't like that.
No, well, I'm just saying, like, could you imagine if Stanley Kubrick, dude, you realize it would take him 4 years to do that 1.5 hour, because he was such a perfectionist.
I hated that guy.
He was a douche, but god damn it, he did some good movies.
Some.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. The original title is Kamera wo Tamara na, which in Japanese means don't stop shooting.
That would not translate well in America. Don't stop shooting. Like,
Yeah.
hold on.
I think that's why they changed the title.
Yeah. I don't think people are going to appreciate that title.
The total shoot all in took 8 days. And
It's
then
a very short shoot.
Well, if you
And,
only have $25,000 budget,
yeah.
how much do you think you're going to be able to pay these
But
people?
they made some fucking bank on this movie. $25,000 and it made $25 million.
Well, they probably didn't know how much, you know what I mean? They probably didn't know what kind of a gem they had on their hands whenever they did it.
That's fair.
A lot of movies are like that.
Yeah.
Hell, look at Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the cast actually paid money to be in the movie, at least initially.
I was going to say, what the fuck?
So yeah, so this movie was actually the final step in an acting and directing workshop called the Enbu Seminar. So you took the seminar, and then the final process of the seminar was to be in this movie. So you paid to be in the seminar, you were in the movie, cost $25,000 to make, and then they all got fucking paid.
I bet, yeah.
That's different. That's
Interesting,
that's
right?
unique.
That's neat. Actress Harumi Shuhama, the Neo, the mom,
Oh, yeah.
said that the cast actually got the one-time movie within a movie perfectly on the second try, but a crew error led to the camera stopping rolling during the take and not recording. Does that sound familiar?
Sounds like our first episode. You know what's funny is I listened to the Dead Meat podcast, and they were just bitching about that too. They said that they did the podcast for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies,
Yeah.
and they said that they had already, or was it? Yeah, it was Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. They said they had already recorded it, but realized 40 minutes into the recording that they didn't have any audio, so they had to come back the next day and re-record.
I think that the
So I
second
was
recording...
I said that's pretty funny because for our first episode,
Yeah.
because we have her on Twitter.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. She's the girl from the Dead Meat. It's husband and wife on Dead Meat podcast.
Yeah.
But we have her on our Twitter,
I
and
thought it was 2 guys. I've never watched the Dead Meat podcast. So.
listen, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well, I don't listen to podcasts.
they do a horror
It's
movie
like
every
someone
2
you do.
weeks. It's only an
you
hour
told
long.
me about it, but I thought it was just 2 buddies talking about horror movies.
No, you're
No.
thinking of Straight Chillin'. That's 3
Yeah.
guys.
Oh.
But that's honestly a better podcast. Sorry, guys, but it is. I love Straight Chillin'. But they said that they did Bodies, 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 and they only had they didn't have the first 40 minutes. They did 40 minutes of audio and realized that their mics weren't on.
Oh.
So they had to go back and re-record. So I commented to her. I said, "It's funny because our first episode, we only had 40 minutes of good audio before
Yeah,
it
then
went out."
Kicked out.
I said, so we had to go back and re-record ours also, which
I think that actually made a better episode because we were kind of angry.
We were kinda
it,
pissed
like,
off,
It
and
translated into this
that,
like...
and it made a good practice episode for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's so funny because like it's funny that they were frustrated about it. It's like you realize we do a 2-hour podcast every week. Mm-hmm. You do a 1-hour podcast every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We literally do quadruple what you guys do.
Right.
So, and which granted they have a much larger following than we do, but that's because they've been doing it for so much longer. Plus, they do kill count on YouTube and all that
We'll
stuff.
get them animations up and going. We'll be fine.
And we're working on that.
Yeah.
And same as like the Straight Chillin', they have like I think something like 200 or 300 episodes, you know, and they've been doing it for like a few years.
The
So
way I see
Yeah,
it, though,
it
is
takes
not even
time.
so much like I know you guys would like to make money off this. I enjoy this.
it's not so much about making.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about money.
I'm not
Well,
worried
me
about the
neither.
money. I'm worried about reaching just a broad audience, knowing that people are listening.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Is I just want people to listen. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
My
all
whole
I
thing
care
is
about.
I just like having something to do once a week.
Oh, yeah, but I want it to be worth something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want it to just be for us. I want it to be for everybody else, too.
Yeah.
I want people to listen and appreciate it. So,
Like I like my greatest thing from hearing is I like that to hear that I made people laugh. That's my thing.
for sure, dude.
Yeah,
That's the best part about
Or,
this is
you
knowing that
make-
you're
listen
putting a
makes my
smile on
day
somebody's
better,
face. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
And don't get me wrong, dude. I listen to both Dead Meat and Straight Chillin', and that's what they do. I listen to them, and a lot of times I just got my earbuds in at work, and they'll just like I work with my stepdad and my brother, and they both like look at me, and I'm just smiling because they're like, "What the hell are you smiling about?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's because they don't realize I'm actually. You know, what these guys are saying is fucking hilarious. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
funny, and they're talking about a horror movie. They're just
Sure.
reviewing a horror movie.
Sure.
So, you know, but yeah, we're horror movie buffs around here. So, what do you want? I don't.
Oh yeah.
I've tried to listen to other podcasts. Like, there's been a few of them. Like, there's one called Three Guys in a Movie or something like that, and it's just they don't have any charm, man. I'm like, how the hell? I was like, this is why I know we're doing great. It's because we have charm. We're funny. We try to be fun, and these guys are just like deadpan. You know what I mean? Like, oh, da, 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 you know, like almost like they're reading off a
we
script.
get animated every now and again.
Yeah, like it sounds like they're reading off of a script, whereas we're talking to each other because as if we've known each other for 20 years because
Yeah.
we have known each other for 20
years.
years. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, yeah, so I put that on there like sound familiar because, yeah, so they had it the first, she said they actually had it the second try. And they were all celebrating and then,
I'm like,
That would stink. That would,
Oh,
that would suck, dude.
because that's a whole lot of work.
It
You know,
is.
you're talking that's live. That's you're
You know,
moving,
yeah,
you're running.
I could
you're
imagine like you're
acting,
just
you're-
your heart sinking into your stomach. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
God,
Like,
I'd be
oh,
so
fuck.
pissed.
Like that, and that's how I felt.
And if I
whenever-
knew which crew member it was,
oh yeah, you're fucking fired,
no,
dude.
you know what it was? That one that face planted. That was the one.
yeah,
somebody
that's it.
tripped her. Somebody tripped her.
It's funny because that's how I felt too. Whenever I listened to that audio and 40 minutes in, I'm like, what happened to the audio? You're like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's just that feeling of like, God damn it! Now I gotta tell these guys that we're gonna have to redo it, and so because I was ready to redo it the next day, and I'm like, but you guys are like, let's do it next week.
But again, I think in that scenario, I'd be a lot more pissed.
Oh,
off.
for sure. There's so much more money and
Oh,
time, and a lot more people involved.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
plus the
a lot
production
more
value.
pieces that go into
Yeah, a
place
lot
for
more
that.
shit that goes into
Yeah,
place.
I'd be
Whereas we're
so
just
much
sitting
more
around a
mad.
table
Yeah.
with some mics, you know,
Yeah.
like fuck it, we'll just have to re-record it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas these guys are like, you've
Right.
got a crew of probably, you know,
and they're
40
running
people at
and,
least.
Yeah, running and
Yeah.
doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
So the actor who played the original zombie, the drunk guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the drunk guy. He actually was drunk filming.
I was gonna say he did it really well.
Yeah, no, he actually was drunk. He said during when they were doing interviews for the
Okay.
movie and stuff, he actually was drinking.
He's just getting
He was
into
drunk.
character. That'd be me. I'm like, I want to play the drunk guy. Why? Because I do it really well.
No, apparently he didn't do very good at acting drunk. So
They
they
just
just,
got him
decided
drunk,
to get him
yeah.
hammered. So
Alright.
he got hammered. The puke wasn't real though. He didn't actually puke on the girl.
Say that's very milky puke.
Yeah. So the first scene where the director, you know, berates the actors for, you
Yeah.
know, being insufficiently terrified.
Did you notice when he talked to that girl? He said like, "I want it to be like." He said when he was yelling at the girl, he said he wanted it to be like there was something where he said it really weird.
I don't remember.
But I don't remember it exactly. But yeah, he's like, "I want it to be," and he just said it really weird. It was like squeaky is how he said it.
I don't remember. But that's actually a reference to the filming of The Shining, where Stanley Kubrick was a complete
berated.
asshole
Yeah,
to,
berated. What's her face?
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
And how he
Yeah.
berated her at every step.
Yeah, that role completely fucked her up for life.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For life. Like,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
even a joke.
Have
Yeah.
you seen her now?
Yeah,
She looks. It's sad.
Yeah, she like lost hair.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
why later in the or all through the movie her hair's pulled back.
I just remember watching her like in the Popeye movie, and she was olive oil.
Yeah.
I was like, you're like the perfect olive oil.
For
like,
sure.
She
Yeah,
was
for
the
sure.
perfect.
She
She was
was
just
awesome.
so long and like she had that look. You know what I mean?
For
She's
sure.
like the perfect olive oil.
100%.
And then you see her in The Shining, and you're like, I can't believe this movie fucked her. Like it just like just completely destroyed her life.
And for such a bad movie too.
Fuck off.
It's a
I
bad
love
movie.
The Shining, man.
It's a bad movie.
You have to appreciate, at least love what she destroyed her life for. No,
I
okay.
have a copy of The Shining, but I got it for free, and I've only watched it like
I
once or
love The
twice.
Shining, man.
It's a terrible movie. And
Well,
I can
maybe
tell
it
you a
just
million
doesn't. Maybe it
reasons
just
why.
doesn't translate well for you.
It was bad casting for one.
On whose part? For like Jack Nicholson and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He doesn't slowly go crazy. He's already crazy at the beginning of that film.
I have heard that.
It's always been crazy.
And let me ask you something. You thought that Japanese family was not warm? Did you ever for 1 second believe he loved his wife
Fuck
and
no,
son?
because they didn't give you enough time to believe it. Like,
No, they didn't. They didn't. They could have given you 3 hours with
I
that
was
family, and
pretty
he
sure
would have
he hated
never.
his- I was
Exactly.
pretty sure he hated his son.
He never cared for his wife and son. Not even in the car on the way up there. He was ready to kill him then.
yeah, I know.
That's bad acting.
Is it bad acting or is that the way that
Bad
they wanted
casting. Bad casting.
Bad casting.
Okay,
I heard that there is a better one.
there is. I have it. It's the miniseries. It's much better.
it? The miniseries.
It's the one Stephen King did.
Yeah, I've heard Stephen King's is the better version.
It's a Stephen King book. What are you talking about? Like, are you talking about
the movie though?
He made a miniseries many years later because he hated Kubrick's version.
Yeah.
Oh, did he really?
He hated Kubrick's
Oh, I think I knew that.
Yeah.
I think I knew that. Yeah, but Kubrick was like, I'm not saying The
See,
Shining.
the problem with The Shining is you've got two greats, right? You got Kubrick and you got Stephen King. And Kubrick went, I know that this is your original
But this is
idea,
the way I'm gonna do
but
it."
I'm going to do it this way,
Yeah.
and it's not the way that you did it. And he fucked it all up.
What'd you think about Dr. Sleep?
It was good.
I like Dr. Sleep.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen
I really
Dr.
liked
Sleep.
it.
And Stephen King
heard
conceded to a lot of things in that because of the original. He said that there was a wider audience that watched Kubrick's version instead of the miniseries. So a lot of things in Dr. Sleep were changed from Dr. Sleep's book because Dr. Sleep follows the original format of the Shining book.
Right.
So if you read The Shining and you read Dr. Sleep, the endings of both books are completely different than what's in the cinematic movies. But
I was looking through my movies earlier this week, and I forgot that I had a little box set of a whole bunch of different Stephen King movies.
Well, goddamn, how many Stephen King movies and adaptations are there?
oh god,
Countless. There's so fucking many.
Like mine's
I've got so
Graveyard
many of his.
Shift.
So
I've
many.
I've watched
You could literally have an entire podcast just on his material.
probably.
I like
An
Steve-
entire-
Oh, you could have an
podcast.
entire podcast just on the Dark Tower series.
Or well, you could have an entire podcast just on like his film adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
I
not
like-
even just the books, but the film
Yeah.
because you got Castle Rock and you've got all of the shows and the miniseries.
Well, that's what I'm
and then
saying.
the
You talk
movies
about
and-
like the Dark Tower series and how it expands into all of these other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could talk about that in an entire podcast, and you'd never touch all of it.
Right.
You'd never touch all of it.
I like a lot of Stephen King's like little shows. Like I liked Graveyard Shift and Pet Cemetery. Pet Cemetery when I was young.
Christine.
Pet Cemetery scared
I
the
love
crap
Christine.
out of me when I was young.
People-
Christine's good.
People watch Christine, they're like, this movie's dumb. It's about a killer car. But dude, it is so good.
Christine, Pet Cemetery, the original, and there's another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Those are actually some of the better adaptations.
Yeah.
They stick a lot closer to the book.
See, I didn't read a lot of Stephen King material, but dude,
Oh, I've read so many.
but dude, like I love some of the I don't know what the difference is between. I know that there's some things that he's done that's like, oh, dude, what the fuck? Like with the It trilogy or the It book,
Yeah.
like how the
It-
girl was like this little, like she pretty much banged all them
yeah,
boys, and
yeah.
just shit like that. Like what the fuck, dude? Like
It
you
is one
can't-
of those things that, like, if you read the book, it makes sense,
Right.
and I can't explain it any better than that. But to translate that to another media,
or into film,
there's no way.
There's no way.
And so that's why the second, whenever you watch It Part 2, whether it's the original miniseries or whether it's the new one that just came out, it's always gonna fall flat. Because the book, you read the book and somebody goes, man, I want to make this into a movie, and then they realize, fuck, I can't make this work.
Right.
They just can't. You can't.
And that's a lot. That's what people fail to realize. Like, oh, the book was better. Well, it was the book. It's different. There's a difference between a book and a movie. With a movie, you have a certain amount of time. You got to fit all this in.
Totally different media.
It's a different
There
medium.
are certain books that would work to turn into a movie. Pet Sematary worked well. Christine worked well. There's certain movies that work well. And this is probably the biggest problem I have with The Shining. It would have worked well had he followed the format. Like, this is okay. Do you find it scarier that Jack Nicholson went up there with his family and you not for 1 second thought that he loved his family, right? Mm-hmm. You didn't think that at all. You never got that warm and fuzzy feeling,
not at all.
right?
No.
Not at all, right? Mm-hmm. So that doesn't... He goes nuts and decides to kill his family.
It's
okay.
not weird.
It's not. That's not scary. That's just some crazy guy who went up to the mountains and decided to kill his family, right? The book, he loved his family.
Oh yeah.
Loved them.
So it showed
much.
that digression into
yes, and this
insanity.
miniseries does a great job of showing that he loved his family deeply.
I might have to check out the miniseries then.
That's what I'm saying,
need to check
Joseph.
out the
Listen,
miniseries,
as a
too.
father, right? We've talked about how
Right,
much you
because
love your
I
children.
want to see that progression.
That's my point. It's much scarier.
Yeah.
It's much scarier when if I could consider like Jeremiah, right? Father of my children, love him dearly. If we went up someplace and then he decided he was going to kill me and the kids, that is terrifying.
It'd be within his right. I mean, yeah, it's terrifying.
It's terrifying, right? To think about the person that you love and trust the most in the world, right? That loves you back dearly, loves your children dearly, is a good father, good whatever, and they can slowly go insane and come after you like that. That's terrifying.
Well,
it's not scary when they already don't give a fuck about you.
Well,
Right.
even in the Stanley Kubrick one, aren't they going there because also in that one, don't they talk about how Jack Nicholson's character got drunk and hurt his son?
Well, he did in the book too.
Oh,
But in the book, it's a much there's a progression.
See, that's the thing about like with a book, they can explain a lot more in a book.
Well, and in the miniseries, they can too. But he could have done it in the movie too. He could have shown as they're driving up there
Maybe
a
do
little more warmth,
flashback,
or hell, just hey, I'm gonna hold my wife's hand as we drive up here.
Give her a smile or a wink,
or a little
or
tap
hey
on,
son, come up here, I'll show you how to drive.
or hey, how
on
about
some
a look,
slick,
little
icy roads.
a little slight tap on the ass as they go in the kitchen, like, hey babe, you can make something in here. Something to show that he loved that fan.
Slap her on the
something.
ass. What's he gonna do? Bend her over the fucking
No,
counter?
I'm just saying.
Like, come here, baby.
Playful banter, playful something to
Right.
show that
Yeah, I
there
understand.
was
affection.
love and affection there,
Yeah.
right? And there was none of that. That's much scarier to me.
Babe, get out there and make me a sandwich. Ah, we're already in the kitchen.
Look at that.
A double. You make me the sandwich and I'll get the crumbs off your back. Don't worry. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. So, from there, let's cut this.
Well, that was a fucking tangent, wasn't
That was all about The Shining. This is a whole fucking podcast about One Cut of the Dead. But The Shining, though, dude. The Shining.
That's why Karen hates The Shining, and that's why I've talked you into watching the miniseries.
There you go. So, all right. Let's get into what we're doing next week.
I gotta
Matt,
write it down.
What?
I gotta write it down. I didn't write it down yet. What are we doing?
Matt, what are we doing next week?
Ernest Scared Stupid.
Ernest Scared
I already
Stupid.
got it out, actually.
Madison is already excited for this one because I told her, I was like, Matt's probably going to pick Ernest Scared Stupid for his movie this month. And
So
she
you
said,
are gonna get your horror yet again.
I know, and that's the thing. I'm like, God damn it, they're not even picking actual horror movies. They're picking comedies
I'm sorry,
and shit.
The troll in that movie.
But yeah,
it's pretty
I'll be
creepy.
honest. His movie is scarier than yours.
I didn't
Because
go
then-
for scary. I wanted you guys to see this movie because I want more people to watch this movie.
Then you could have picked it for like, I don't know, November. She's flipping me off, people. Share the hate with Karen. Say, fuck you, Karen.
I want everyone to flip off Joseph when they hear him give that 3.5.
You know Alec
Just
is going
everybody.
to. Alec's going
Everybody.
to. He's going to send me a middle finger. Alex, send me that middle finger, dude. He's going to first thing in the morning, too. He does every morning. He's like, because he always listens to our podcast the day after we record.
Does, yeah.
And he's like, and he always comments on something. He's like, I don't know, man. This is what I think of this.
Oh, yeah.
So and I always appreciate, I always wake up in the morning and I'm like, I know, man. You know, I don't even have to say first thing in the morning, but I always appreciate him messaging me. So,
I know Alec has my back.
Yeah.
I know he does.
Alex like our number one fan. He always
does.
he supports us on Twitter and shares our stuff, and thank you, Alec. We appreciate it. And we
Absolutely.
fucking love you, man. So I hope everything's going good over there in
We look forward to
in
having
Chicago,
you.
Indiana.
Yeah, Chicago,
Chicago,
Indiana.
Indiana.
We look forward to having you on the show.
Yes, exactly. We're probably gonna plan something for him after the first of the year to have him on and with his pick, his choice
Yeah.
of a movie. And I'm sure it won't be the last time either.
As long as it's not Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He keeps joking with me he's going to do that. And I'm like, dude, I will.
Dude.
That's the movie that I'll... No, I'm not watching
Can
that.
we do like one veto for yes, can we veto?
No, because the one veto is going for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, no,
No, that's a ban. That's a straight
That's a
up
ban. That's a
yeah,
straight
that's,
up ban.
that's just a straight ban.
That's a straight ban.
Yeah, we've just banned that. We
Just
decided
gonna
that
veto.
already.
We
Can
can't
we-
veto a guest, though. You know what I mean? Like, well, look at it like this: you get to talk trash about a movie
Listen,
you've never
if we
liked
ever have Jeremiah on the show, he's going to pick something just...
out of spite.
Yeah.
I will say that there is a movie that I wanted to watch and I decided not to pick because
Me?
of Karen.
Why?
You told Jeremiah that you're never going to watch Mad Max.
Fury
No,
Road. Which
I
one?
never said I was never going to watch it. I just... Well, I
Which
told
one?
Him, I told him I was never going to watch it.
Fury
just 'cause I was
Road?
telling him. I'll watch it.
Talking about Fury Road.
No, I've never seen any of them.
You've never seen any Mad Max movie?
No.
What the hell?
At this point, it's mostly just for spite.
You gotta at least watch Fury Road, man.
I have not watched any of them.
Oh my god.
I've
dude.
seen bits and pieces, and
You're
I know enough to
depriving
be.
yourself. That's all you're doing.
I know enough to be dangerous.
You're
I
like
just never got
that's like
around
the
to
doctor saying you need red meat or you will die. You're like, nope, I refuse. I'm a vegan.
it. No, I just never got around to it.
Okay.
Yeah, like Die Hard. I'd never seen that, and Jeremiah made me watch it.
I've never seen
RoboCop.
one.
I'd
I used
never
to watch 2 all the time.
I've seen all of them.
Never seen RoboCop.
What?
I've seen it now.
You've seen RoboCop now?
Yeah, I've seen it now.
RoboCop's fantastic.
It's not bad.
Fuck off.
I remember once I was living with Karen.
Even the second one was good.
I remember once I was living with Cody.
I don't think I've seen it.
And I came home from, I forget somewhere, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're going, we're playing a drinking game. We're drinking every time somebody dies in RoboCop. I remember going
You're
to
gonna
my
be
room thinking,
fucked
That's
up.
a horrible idea.
That is
are gonna
terrible. You're gonna die. You will get alcohol poisoning. There is so much bloodshed in that movie. In both of those movies.
Yeah, like I liked RoboCop. It was good.
I love those movies. They're
Did you ever do
they're just great 80s
Did you
action.
ever do the drinking during every time they say the F word and
Jay and Silent
Boondock
Bob?
Saints?
Oh, Boondock Saints?
Oh, you'll die in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did.
Me and my cousin
Do it.
tried
We did it for Jay and Silent Bob. You get fucked up in the first 10 minutes or in the first 5 minutes because of the fuck song.
Yeah.
Me and my
Yeah.
They start the fucking movie out singing the fuck song.
Yeah.
me and my cousin got to the part.
How do you
where-
do that? You just
No, you're just like you got to keep drinking as long as he's
Oh, Jesus
as long as
Christ.
he's singing it, I guess.
Me and my cousin got to the point where he's at the hotel. I think it's at the hotel.
And what movie you're talking about?
Boondock Saints.
you mean at the prison because they're at, like they go.
No,
to
he's
the,
talking about the hotel. Whenever
Oh,
Rocky's supposed to go into the hotel.
With the
Yeah.
fucking rope.
yeah, with the fucking rope.
rope.
They
Yeah,
say
take your fucking rope.
They say like the F word like 14 times in a row. And then me and my cousin got to like 10 and we're
You know
like,
we're gonna have to
no, we're
review
just-
that
You know
movie
what?
eventually,
One of
right?
my favorite parts that is so subtle is in that hotel room when he's got blood on his gloves. Willem Dafoe, he's got blood on his gloves, and somebody says something that irks him, and he puts his hands like in his
Oh,
hair,
yeah.
and the guy's like, Like he's just like
I love whenever Willem Dafoe, because he comes in as this like awesome character. You're like, he's like, oh, this dude's badass. You know, he's like the best fucking FBI profiler, detective, and blah blah blah. But he comes in by the end, he's like losing his shit. He's like, what the fuck is, you know what I mean? Like, how the fuck?
the best part with Willem Dafoe in that whole movie. I just wanted to cuddle.
That's another movie we're eventually gonna have to, like, there's so many great movies. This is what I said.
love that fucking
This
movie.
is why people were like, well, are you gonna do the horror movie thing? I said no, because I was like, there's so many other
yeah,
good movies out there
yeah.
that I want to talk about
Yeah.
that aren't horror.
Yeah.
So it's just best to do a
We'll
show about
sprinkle in
all
horror.
these
I mean,
movies.
we're huge horror nerds. We'll sprinkle
Huge,
it in.
yeah, I
but,
love
like,
horror movies.
Yeah.
Horror movies are my go-to genre.
I'm
Yeah,
the
me
only.
too.
I'm the only person at this table that's not a horror nerd. Like,
Oh, I'm a horror
I'm more
nut,
action
man.
Me
guy.
too.
I'm more
so-
of an action guy.
I want to watch the Terrifier. I never watched the first Terrifier.
You've never seen the first
So
one?
I want to watch. And I'm hearing good things
Oh.
about the second one. I'm like, well, I can't watch the second one without
Oh,
watching
there's
the
one
first.
scene in there is just...
I've heard that.
Oh.
So I want to watch both of those, and I'm just like, so.
I haven't seen the second one yet, but the first one...
And I'm kind of on the fence of what I see, because I'm such a horror movie nerd that I'm like, I don't know what to pick for October. I'm like, this is October. It has to be a good one. And obviously, you fuckers aren't picking any horror movies. So I got to pick a horror movie.
I really wanted to pick a horror movie, but One Cut of the Dead was one of those things that like I felt like nobody had heard of, nobody watched, like, and I wanted you guys to see it.
Oh,
fucking sue
you know,
me.
Yeah. Fuck it. Whatever, man.
And guess what?
It's-
What? For people like us, Halloween doesn't fucking.
I was gonna say you don't have to be exclusive to October for horror movies.
That's what I'm
we
saying.
can do it whenever we want.
No,
I mean,
the only reason I said Ernest Scared Stupid is because I want to watch Ernest Scared Stupid, and it came up on my mind on October.
and just to be a dick, for the month of December, I might choose a fucking Christmas horror movie. Fuck you guys.
Maybe
You know
I
what
will
mean?
too. You
Yeah,
don't
there
fucking
you go.
know me.
See, maybe we'll go fucking Black Christmas or Krampus.
Yeah, you don't fucking know me.
Yeah.
I hated Krampus.
I'm sorry, but if you're doing Krampus, I veto that now.
No, we're not. We're not doing the veto thing. I was just making a joke.
Oh.
We're not vetoing anything. You
Well,
sucking ass.
I'm sorry, because I'll be the one who we'll sit here and you go this movie, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm not watching that.
Then you're just gonna sit
That's
there in
not
silence.
cool.
That's not cool, man.
That's not cool.
I watched One Cut of the Dead, man.
No,
That's
because
not
there's
cool.
movies I won't name because you guys won't watch.
I watch
I'll
whatever
watch
you tell me
whatever
to
you
watch,
tell me to
dude.
watch.
I will watch whatever you tell me to watch.
No, you won't, because it's a drama. It's drama, and you won't watch it.
Well, I thought we were like against drama on here. I thought we wanted fun movies.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
What drama are you talking about? What are
yeah.
you thinking about doing?
I would really like to watch.
I don't want to sit here and talk about depressing things.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
God's Not Dead.
Oh fuck. Let's
I think that's too charged.
charged. You say charged? What does that mean?
I think we're gonna sit here and talk about it, and you're not.
No, I'm a very
That's
non-religious
why-
person. I'm not
that's-
religious at all. You're gonna hear a lot of silence out of me.
That's why.
Mostly because I don't want to push any buttons with
That's
anybody.
why I don't. That's why I won't choose the movies, because I know
Okay.
that you guys most likely don't want to talk about religion, and it's a religious movie, so that's why I didn't
But
call
that's
it out.
that's my point. Like, I don't even know why you would want to
choose-
It's a good movie.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, just because it's a good movie doesn't mean it's fun to talk about.
There's certain movies that I like that I'm not gonna pick.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah.
That's why I said
Because
I
don't want.
It.
The reason I'm saying
Or-
is like I don't want to sit here and talk about depressing things.
I'm not big on drama. See, I can't even say that because I don't watch drama movies. I don't watch emotionally charged movies. So like you guys would, like Matt would watch, his religious movies and things like that.
Mine
That's
are-
not. I
mine
can't
are
watch
very
shit like
few
that.
and far between.
Yeah, like love movies or
no.
drama
Like, I'm just
or
saying, like,
love
there's-
stories. Like I can't sit here and I couldn't choose The Notebook because I'm like
But
Never seen
also,
I could sit here and make fun of it all day. Like,
seen
people also know that the like people, if they know us well, they know that basically, like I said, that when we first started doing this, it should be called Two Cinephiles and Matt. Because I'm not a big movie guy.
The only one I can think of off the top of my head that like I really like the movie, but I would never say like let's watch it is oh shit, I don't even remember what it's called now. But it's about a sister who writes a book, and her sister and her boyfriend, like the sister gets mad and says that the boyfriend touched her or something, and the boyfriend goes off to war, and the sister goes off and is a nurse in the war, and then they find each other again, they get married, and they fall in love, and like the sister's like, yeah, I lied, it wasn't true, blah blah. But
that sounds terrible.
well, hold on. And so then like, you know, they find each other again, they get married, everybody lives happily ever after. And then you find out that it was a book that she wrote, and that what actually happened was he died in the war, and so did her sister. And the book was her way of saying sorry. And the whole movie, you think everything went peachy keen, and then at the end, you're like, ah, you whore.
But
that's it.
There's movie like that one. I wouldn't suggest. I wouldn't suggest that God's not dead because you're not religious, and it wouldn't be a movie that you would enjoy. But there's also other movies I would, because there's one that I liked on Netflix called Mixtape, and I won't suggest that because I don't think you guys would get into it.
Okay.
He's the guy that played the young X-Man wheelchair guy. Fuck, I can't remember anything right now.
Be Dr.
Fuck.
X.
He was in Split.
Split. There. That's a good place to start.
Yeah, God damn it! I know his fucking.
I know.
name.
I can't.
He was in
remember
Wanted
anything right now.
He was in a bunch
James
of shit.
McAvoy.
James McAvoy. Yep, that's it.
Because he was in it. That's where I gotta find. That's gonna drive me up the fucking wall.
This must be like an early movie.
It
for
was.
him, so
It was.
because if I hadn't heard about it,
I don't even remember why I watched it.
because he's an A-list actor now. Like if I haven't heard about
Atonement. Atonement was the name of the movie.
Atonement.
Yeah, it was her atonement for lying.
I think I've heard
Because
of
she,
that movie.
yeah, she had a crush on him, and
I could see that. I mean, James McAvoy's a handsome dude.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sure. Anyway, yeah, that's off the top of my head. That's probably the most dramatic movie I can think of, but I wouldn't bring it here. That's fucking depressing as shit.
Right. All right. So anyway, we're cutting a little long here. Next week we will be reviewing Ernest Scared Stupid. My daughter has been looking forward to this one so much. She goes, Dad, whenever you watch it, I want to watch it with you. I said, okay.
Why wouldn't you? It's a great kids movie.
Oh, I love the movie. I love Ernest Scared Stupid.
My niece into it.
So you're going to hear nothing but positive reviews out of me on this one because I love Ernest Scared Stupid. I love Ernest in general. So,
know what I'm saying, Vern?
Huh?
Know what I'm saying, Vern?
Yeah, know what I'm saying, Vern?
Where everybody's just...
There's a guy that like copies him on YouTube, right? He does a really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
And
he does a really
he
good
does
one.
TikToks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks just fucking like him.
Yeah,
I've
just
heard the
looks
guy.
just like him.
I've heard them. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, he's a little fuller in the face, but looks just fucking like him.
Yeah. So next week we will be talking about Ernest Scared Stupid for Matt's movie pick for the month of October for the spooky season.
My grandma got me into Ernest. I miss her.
Aw. Do you need a hug, Matt?
No,
I'll hug you. I don't mind.
that's okay.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
I'll hug you.
I'm just saying, I miss my
I'll give you mouth hugs.
He just wants to cuddle.
I just want to cuddle you with my mouth.
Joseph. Stop. It's over.
All right, so next week, Ernest Scared Stupid. And don't forget to check us out on Twitter and tell your friends about us. And don't forget we're on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. So check us out in all those areas, and please share our stuff and comment and get on Twitter and follow us and tweet at us, man. We're down for hearing that shit. So anybody want to add anything before we scoot the loot out of here?
I got nothing.
Nothing? What about you, Matt? Nothing to say? No mouth hugs?
Nope, just people out there. Tell them to be safe.
Be safe. That's right.
Be safe.
Drive responsibly. There we go with the fucking... I gotta quit the mouth hugs.
Well, I always say to be safe because I don't know how far our viewers go. What if there's like some listening in like Florida, the hurricane and stuff?
Yeah, be safe for sure, yeah. To all you down there dealing with the hurricane stuff, Godspeed.
No doubt.
Godspeed. I feel sorry for you. But anyway, so we are out of here, and we will see you next week. Bye!
Okay, bye.
Bye.